Good morning, members.
Good morning.
I'm happy to see first time I'm in attendance. At least some traction is seeing that attendance 9 o'clock. In my first AGM, I just announced I want to reward the members who are sincere, disciplined. So today I brought 2 gifts who are signing at 9 o'clock and who will remain available till last minute of the session. So the speaker of that second session will only draw the do the lucky draw and award the members who are present till last moment. So just recognize their attendance. Before we start our today's session, let's stand up for national anthem and institute motto.
India, Himachal, Yamuna, Ganga, Jala Jala Ditaranga, Ava Shubha Name Jage, Ava Shubha Aasish Mange, Ahe Tab Jai Gata, Jai Mandal,
Bharat Mata ki. Please be seated. Requesting members and come forward. I mean, who are sitting on last chairs. So you everyone most who know our today's learned speaker, Sri Guru Mandaniya ji. Even though we had kept session, second section, but only request we have transferred to first session because he has some professional engagements at the institute. So we are because you know our Lodaj is also there. He's our Tana study circle. So Vimal Punjami is of the campus, CM fraternity. So requesting our convener Jay sir to give the introduction, followed by token of our mission momentum. Thank you, Jay.
Good morning, members. Thank you, convener, for this opportunity. Today, I'm very glad to introduce very learned speaker, CA Vimal Punamiaji. Being a very senior faculty, very respected in our profession. We thank Salot sir for sparing your valuable time on Sunday morning. I think introduction is not required at all, but then to as a formal part of this meeting, CA Vimal Punyamaya ji is having a vast experience of almost 3 decades. He is a practicing CA for almost 48 years, right? He helped almost 25 assistant to attend to nearly 1,000 resident and non-resident clients in various areas. He is attached nearly to 250 companies, trusts and firms as an advisor, director, auditors and trustees. He is a member of standing committee of TDS appointed by the Income Tax Department. He is association with the Cricket Club of India and various other clubs. His honorable trustees and remarking of Mumbai Federation. He's written a number of publications on a stamp duty, registration, capital gain, search and seizure, very valuable topics. Is part of the various articles published in the public interest in various newspapers, magazines. He is a speaker at almost 2,500 seminars at various forums. So I think again it runs into number of pages, but considering a valuable time of the speaker and all our members, I cut short this introduction here. And Vimalji, thank you very much for your valuable time, sir. And we welcome you at our JB Nagar CP Study Circle. And we, on behalf of our members, we welcome you, sir. So we welcome sir with a round of applause. So now to present the memento, I request sir, please to welcome our Kotari uncle आइए. See, to welcome our learned speaker.
विमल जी आ जाओ. जाओ इधर बीच में आवाज आ रही है. You have invited me, that is good enough. You invited me in the book. You have good knowledge. Floor is all yours. Floor is all yours.
इसको बंद ही कर दीजिए, फेस टू फेस ही बात रहेगा. ये टॉपिक ये आदि बंद ही कर दो, बंद कर.
कैमरा को खाली कर.
कन्वीनर CA Lalitji Bansal, Deputy Convener Bijalji Modi, Coordinator Jayji Thakkar, Second Coordinator Manishji JDA, my friend Lalitji Kothari, Arora Saab, and friends. Today our topic is assessment of builder, redevelopment of building society, its members, tax implication on joint development agreement, and other important points. Now, friends, whenever I come to JB Nagar, one day before that I start preparing. And JB Nagar and Borivali mein another circle is there, Borivali West or some another circle is there. And it is a great honor to come to JB Nagar, honestly. Whenever I come here and when I go back after my lecture is over, I feel I learned something. Because very interesting question come. And sometimes it happens that I have to go to my office and prepare for the question and again I reply after that. So that is the dedication of our, and I meet many of my old friends. Now friends, straight we are coming to the topic. What is redevelopment? So three persons will come in the picture: builder, society, and flat purchaser. So we can say it's a mix of capital gain. We'll deal one by one all the topic. Whether tax is applicable, not applicable, when applicable, how much applicable, when to pay, whether to pay. Various, practically everything will come of the capital gain only and business income. If you go back before 1947, before our independence, that time system in Bombay was, and of course Bombay was not as big as today what we see, because that time Andheri West hardly anything was there. For today, so you go up to Ghatkopar, construction is going on and on and on. That time one person used to buy a small plot, construct ground plus 4,005 building. Ground floor may you have some commercial area. Person who construct used to stay in the top floor, and in between he give on the tenancy basis and used to get a tenancy rent every month. Then after independence, system started. Many person came from Pakistan, particularly one person called Ishwardas Bhatia. He was the builder of Bombay. Then he started construction activity in USA and finally came to India. His children are doing there and he passed away. He started concept of the cooperative society. He will form the society first, purchase a land, construct the building, make that flat purchaser as a member, allot flat to them, and whatever surplus flats were there that used to sell and recover the construction cost. That system is still on, particularly in Delhi. Bombay also many places there. Few person like few commissioner of income tax, few chartered accountant, few solicitors, few other like-minded person come together. They form the society first, contribute the money, purchase the land, construct it, give to contractor, and allot the flat. Then what happened? Builder thought it is a very lucrative area. Price is going on and on. And they started buying the land by the builder, construct the building, sell the flat, and form the society. So then the society formed later stage. Now when land itself is and land is very costly now. So now redevelopment started. In Bombay, at least you will find, when I say Bombay, it means Churchgate to Virar, and this side up to Kalyan, Ulhasnagar. Total 20,000 buildings are there, which is more than 100-year old. And out of that, nearly 4,000 buildings are there in the Kulaba, Opera House, Kalba Devi, Kirgam, in that area. And redevelopment is so lucrative. Government of Maharashtra has given so much concession. For example, I will tell you, earlier if one building have area, say FSI available is say 10,000 square feet. And society is already constructed 12,000. So no further potential was available. And no one, when they need to buy the land where tenants are there. Because no potential is there. Who will pay the construction cost? Old tenant pay rent of 20, 30, 40, 50 rupees. And they cannot afford. So that way, now what is the position? Many amendments have come in Municipal Corporation Act 33(7), 33(9), 33(11). We will not go into that detail. We will restrict our time to income tax only. But today, for example, one builder, one plot, FSI available is 10,000 square feet. 12 is already constructed. Now, as per the new plan, against 12,000, you work out how many tenants are there. If somebody occupying 100 square feet, he will also get 400 square feet. And in negotiation, he gets sometimes 600 square feet. So count for the old person. Whatever you are constructing for the old, what is already constructed, you construct double of that. So for a lot of lucrative, so now redevelopment is going on very well in all over India. Even yesterday night, we gave one lecture in Simla House Society, where more than 300 members are there in Malabar Hill. They are also going under redevelopment. They wanted to understand about income tax. So they also asked number of questions. So in end, I will, if your questions is over, then I will tell you what question they have asked and what is the reply of that. So now, there is another concept called self-redevelopment. For example, society of 50%. Now, after constructing also, if we give contract to a builder, the builder will construct, he will give the area, extra area, corpus, hardship allowance, rent, whatever. After that also is going to make the money. So society feel, why we don't get that, why we share that income? Or why don't we ourselves consider construct the new building? So in that way, self-development also come in the picture. Bank is also funding the society. But that time, like-minded persons are required. Total, to construct the building, you need 40 approval from various government departments, municipal corporation, fire department, police department, water department, electricity department, various department come. And every place, in practically, you have to give some money there as a bribe. Otherwise, you can't construct the building. So, society, all members are there. I will tell you one society in Mahim. That person, secretary or chairman, he working in the Reliance industry. And they decided to do the self-development. Now they want to give contract to one contractor. Now he's also busy working in Reliance. Contractor also not available. So they decided we'll meet in a restaurant in the Mahim. Now chairman or secretary, they came to the contractor and sitting in a restaurant having a cup of tea. Meantime, few persons passed through that road. सबसे पहला उसका कमेंट था अपना सेक्रेटरी बिक गया होटल में बैठ के चाय पी रहा था so like-minded persons are required. That is the best thing is give to contract to some contractor, let him take his area, construct the building, give to us, so no headache. So that things goes on. Now let us discuss about the builder first, then we talk about the flat purchaser and then general item. Now builder, when he used to buy the property, he paid a lot of money. Before that, let me tell you what is the trend of the increase in the prices. One magazine called Euro Dollar. In 1901, 125 years back, they done research of Bombay. What is the future of Bombay? What is the price structure will be of Bombay? And that time, in 25 paisa per square foot, bungalows are available in Bombay. So by paying 250 rupees, you can have a bungalow of 1000 square feet. And they predicted that time what is the future of Bombay for 150 years. Means to 1901 to 2050. They say by 2005 price will be 1 rupee per square feet. 2010 it will go up to 10 rupee per square feet. 2020 I'm talking about Malabar Hill, Nepis Road, Warner Road, Valkesha Road, Kulaba, Pedder Road, in that area. They predicted by 2020 price will be 20 rupee per square feet, 30 rupee, 40 rupee, 50 rupee, 60 rupee, 70 rupee. And I seen price in Andheri area in roughly 1975, price was roughly 100 rupee per square feet. Opposite my hostel, Rajasthan hostel, I was staying there. So opposite that, number of buildings construction were going on 100 rupee per square feet. Then they say by 1980 price will be 1000 rupee. 1990 price will be 5000. Predicted in 1901 where price was only 25 paisa per square feet. 2000 price will be 10,000 rupee per square feet. 2010, and that is all South Bombay only, 30,000 rupee per square feet. 2020, it will be 1 lakh rupee per square feet. And I've seen in 2020, flats were sold even at the rate of 1,35,000 rupee per square feet in few buildings in Malabar Hill. They say by 2030, price will be 10 lakh rupee per square feet. 2040, price will be 50 lakh rupee per square feet. And by 2050, price will be 1 crore rupee per square feet. So 25 paisa of 1901 will become 1 crore rupee. Today somebody say price will be 1 crore, we will not believe him. So same way in 1901 when price was 25 paisa rupee and somebody says in 5 years it will go 4 times 1 rupee, they will not believe. Otherwise everyone will purchase that tension. So inflation is that. If for example Malabar Hill area it will be 1 crore, in suburb also it will be 50 lakh. So whatever money we have, we must invest in the property only and leave to the children. Now coming back, So then that system of land value has gone up like anything. You want to buy a small plot, it costs 1,000 crore, 2,000 crore, depending upon area and factor, depending on various sector. Now, so what new system started? And when landlord thought, after paying that kind of money, also builder is going to make profit. So why don't I share? And those landlords who is not need of a money, what they do? They make a joint development. They say, I will contribute my land. You construct the building. Either give me 50% or 40% or 60% of the sale value, or give me 50% flats. So I may sell some part, I may give on a rent, or I do whatever I want. So joint development work is started. So what is the benefit for builder? Don't have to invest anything. What is the benefit of the landlord? He gets a profit also. That time income tax was playing a very important role. Today you make an agreement with the builder. Up to, I'm telling you, up to assessment year 17, 18, what was the law? So if you make an agreement, then you have parted with your land, not received a single penny. Construction you will get, when flat you will get, when builder will construct, it may take 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. But you are liable to pay income tax that time only when you make the agreement with the builder. So if I given my land to the builder, I will get after 5 years. I may not get also. My land itself is involved on the stake, but I have to pay over and above income tax. So question, a lot of litigation was there. So at least for individual and HUF, they amended the law. Then you are not liable to pay the tax at that point of time. But when you get the flat back from the builder, building is over, occupation certificate is received, completion certificate is received, that time you pay the tax. So that was the big relief from assessment in 1819 to individual and HUF. As far as company is concerned, partnership firm is concerned, LLP is concerned, association of person is concerned, they are liable to pay at the time of making the joint development agreement, but not on the time of making a joint development agreement, but after joint development agreement, when you hand over possession to the builder, that time you are liable to pay the tax. Now, in Income Tax Act, what is possession is not defined, what is occupation is not defined. But as for Transfer of Property Act, you have to go and put that, what is possession. Now, for example, I have given my land to the builder with a right, he can resell, he can mortgage, he can do whatever he like. It means like party is a possession. And if I'm a LLP, I'm a partnership firm, I'm a company, I'm liable to pay the tax there only. In case I have simply given him an occupation, you enter in the property, start the construction, make the building, but you cannot sell any flat till you hand over my 50%. Or you cannot mortgage with the bank, even your share. Then I have not parted with the possession, I parted with the occupation. And if I parted with the occupation, I'm not liable to pay the tax. So definition of, like for example, I give property to somebody on rent. I've given on leave a license for 5 years. I made a lease of 30 years or 20 years or 50 years. Then I've not parted with the possession. He cannot sell my land. I've given a lease of 50 years, he can use it. Then I'm not liable to pay tax. On occupation, no tax liability, possession, tax liability is there. Now, how to work out the liability? Let us say I made agreement with Loda Builder. I am owner of a land. I tell him, you use 50%, you construct the building, give me 50% area, and Loda company, for example, the other private limited company or LLP. Then the day I hand over, I make the agreement, say for example today, and I tell him we obtain the IOD, enter in my plot, make all redevelopment work, but you, as on today, I'm giving you only occupation. Possession will be given to you once you obtain the IOD, intimation of disapproval or commencement certificate, CC. Then from there, the day I hand over possession to him, that time I'm liable to pay the tax. Now, what is the structure of the tax? Let us say, for example, he will construct 10,000 square feet. He will sell 5,000, he will give me 5,000. Now, my 5,000, I may say I'm an individual. He is the company. So, I'm not liable because individual, when he hand over possession to me after 4 years or 5 years, that time I'm liable to pay the tax. I will pay tax at that point of time. But I may also LLP. My family, it is family property, my brother, father, or other member of the partners of the LLP. Now what will happen? I'm liable to pay the tax. What tax? How much it will work out? So if I'm LLP, because I'm telling you difference between the tax payable by individual and HUF, what is the system, what is the other entities. So let us say I'm a LLP, Loda Builder is a private limited company. I hand over land to them and I say, you construct the building, give me 50%, you sell your 50%. Now, if I'm individual LLP, I'm not liable to pay just now. But I myself is LLP and I individual on HUF, I'm not liable. But I'm a company or a LLP or a partnership, I'm liable. So working will be like this. I parted with my whole land with him. But 50% he will construct and give me back. 50% he will sell. So indirectly, I have given 50% case, my 50% what I'm going to get back, I've given occupation and not a possession. So he will construct on my building, my land and give me 50%. He will sell 50%. So I parted with the possession to the extent of 50%. Then I hand over possession to him. Now, so my land value as per ready rector, as per stamp duty, because government of Maharashtra publishes ready rector every year. That value comes, that is called ready rector value. In Maharashtra we call. In Delhi they say circle value. In Gujarat they say jantri value. And different states, different name is there. So let us, we are in Maharashtra, so let us say I give him land, my ready rector value of that land is 10 crore. Now what I parted? 50%. So it means I parted land worth 5 lakh crore rupee. But against that I am not getting any money. What I am getting? 50% area. Now what is the land belong to me only 50%? 50% I given him. So what is the construction of my land, construction cost on the land which he is going to construct on my land? So 50% area, let us say construct 10,000 square feet. 5,000 square feet is going to construct for me. What is the stamp duty ready rector value of the construction cost? Land to mera hi hai. Now 5,000 square feet, government of Maharashtra say construction cost is 3,000 rupees per square feet. So that work out to 1.5 crore rupee. Now my value is 5 crore, rector value. So I am liable to pay tax on 5 crore. Long-term capital gain tax. If my purchase is before 31st March 2001, then I can substitute the value of 1st April 2001. Indexation of that. If I take the indexation, then I am liable to pay tax at the rate of 20% plus surcharge, etc., 23.92%. If I may not claiming indexation, I am claiming only my cost or 31st March, 1st April 2001 value, then whatever gain comes, I can pay state pay 12.5% plus surcharge plus education cess, that come to 14.95%. But in case of an individual, I don't have to pay just now. I will be paying when building is ready. Let us say building is ready in 2030. So I don't have to pay anything. Even I receive, say again, builder is giving me 50% area and also giving me 10 crore as a money, which will be adjusted. I don't have to pay back, non-refundable money. I don't have to pay even tax on 10 crore now. It will be carried forward. And when the building is ready, say in 2030, in assessment is 30-40, I will be paying the tax on that. How that will work? Here I am paying only on construction cost. There I have to pay ready rector value of the flat. Now construction cost may be only 3,000 rupees per square feet. But ready rector value may be 10,000 rupees per square feet. Now I am going to get 5,000. So the rate of 10,000 rupees per square feet value may work out to say 5 crore. My land value was also 5 crore. But here what will happen? I am paying tax on the flat area, 10,000 rupees per square feet. It means indirectly I parted with my 100% land. So cost of my 100% land of 2001 is 1 crore. Ready rector value as on today of when I parted with the possession was 10 crore. When I got the flat, let us say area is not 5,000, 50,000. And that at the rate of 10,000, that figure comes to say 50 crore. So my area what I got was 50 crore rupee. My cost was originally 2001 cost is 1 crore rupee. So 50 minus 1 balance comes to 49. I have to pay long-term capital gain tax at that point of time. I hope I am clear. First system, I have to pay only on construction cost, get deduction of 50% of the land value of 2001 value. I have to substitute the value, construction cost or market value of the land, 50% land. That is in case of individual HF, I am paying at the time of parting with the possession. In individual case, I have to take the rector value of the flat, not the construction cost, and claim full deduction of the land of 2001 value. Claiming indexation, tax will be 20%. Not claiming indexation, tax will be 12.5%. So one can work out both the way. But if my agreement has taken place before 22nd of July 2024, then old system will come. I can claim indexation and I also liable to pay tax at the rate of 23.92%, means 20% that. If my agreement is executed after 22nd July 2024, because that was the second amendment bill have come, then I have two options: to claim indexation, not to claim indexation. If I claim indexation, tax will be 23.92%. If you don't claim indexation, tax will be 14.95%. Now, question came, just now we are on the builder mainly. Which system of accounting builder will follow in case of a redevelopment or joint development or normal course? There are two systems basically, percentage compression method and project compression method. What is project compression method? Means they go on debiting everything to work in progress account. My building is ready, occupation certificate received, completion certificate received. And again, occupation and completion account, there is some complication. In Bombay, we received occupation certificate first. With subject to condition, we are giving you occupy the building. Completion will be given when your road is ready, water drainage is ready, the swimming pool is ready, if some hall is to be provided, that is ready, society office is there, all conditions they will put. Once you complete everything, they give you completion certificate. But in Meena Road, Bhayandar, Varai, Vasai, Virat, there they give completion first. On obtaining completion also you cannot occupy. After completion certificate, they put certain conditions, you complete this thing, and then give end of occupation certificate. So whether you receive occupation or a completion, whichever is earlier, you are liable to pay the tax. Let us consider Bombay only. Here we get occupation certificate, which is called OC, and we get the we can occupy the property. At that point of time, we are liable to pay the tax. Now, in case of a project compression method, I go on debiting all the expenditure. Whatever advances received against the sale of flat, I go on crediting to that in my balance sheet, in liability side. Work in progress will go on the asset side, debit, debit, debit. Now I received today occupation certificate. So I'm liable to pay the tax. Now I constructed 100 flat. I sold only 50. So 50, my stock will always be valued at cost or market value, which is lower. Let us my total cost, as a builder, my total cost is 100 crore. 100 flat I constructed. So on an average, we can say each flat has costed 1 crore rupee, which include all the expenditure, land cost, construction cost, municipal taxes, various other charges paid to advocate, solicitor, this, that, everything. Now what happened? I sold only 50 flat, and that I sold for 60 crore. So pro rata basis, 50 crore is my cost against the 60 crore sale. 10 crore I have to pay tax on that. And the remaining 50 flat which is appearing in my stock record will carry forward. Whenever I sell, I will get deduction. 1 crore per flat. Whenever I sell 1 flat, 2 flats worth of 2 crore, plus further expenditure incurred on account of brokerage or salary or whatever office expenses, that will go on debiting and that will be reduced. But what is the percentage compression method? Again, percentage compression method and project compression method, they are not defined in Income Tax Act. So we will go to separate act. PMC Act, what is the completion, what is the possession. So let us talk about, I want to follow, I have 4 partners. One is a financier, one is a landlord, I'm the main investor, somebody else may be doing the brokerage or some other work. And accordingly, I feel if I don't pay tax, I pay tax in the end. And all person withdraw the money every year. End of the day, money will not remain. So I'm the main person, so I have to take care of the tax payment. So I don't want to take that risk. What I say, every year अपना जो भी working होता है tax भर दो. So we follow percentage compression method. Now, what is percentage compression method? That percentage can be certain percentage. Percentage is not defined. You decide 1%, 2%, 10%, 20%, whatever you feel appropriate. Department cannot dispute that. That percent you can say whatever work completed, whatever work in progress during the year. Opening work in progress, expenditure during the year, closing work in progress. So whatever expenditure you incur during the year, certain percentage of that. Or I can say flat sold during the year, certain percentage of that. Or I can say whatever money received against the sale of flat, certain percentage of that. Whatever percentage I want to decide. Whatever percentage and whatever the system I want to follow, I have to follow the same system for particular project. I may have 10 projects. For 10 projects, I can follow different system. 4 projects, I want to follow project compression method because I am 100%, I am only involved. So I have no other partners is there. So I feel why I pay tax now when I can pay after 5 years. I am borrowing money from the bank, so why to pay tax? Second percent, I can say certain percentage of goods sold, certain percentage of agreement executed. In 5th project, I can say certain percentage of work completed. Whatever I follow, I can follow the same system for that project till end. If I want to change in between, I need approval of the income tax officer. So what happened? Both systems were going on. Somewhere in 2002, accounting standard 7 came and income tax department say now you have to follow as per accounting standard 7 and you cannot follow now project compression method, you have to follow percentage compression method. Litigation went. In High Court decided finally that accounting standard 7 apply only to the contractor and not to builder and developer. So is to settle that. Then after a few years, accounting standard 9 came with the picture. And then department say now accounting standard 9 apply to the builder and developer also. So again litigation started with the department. Then again cases were filed against each other. Then again High Court decided. Then Institute of Chartered Accountants can give direction how to maintain the accounts, how to prepare the balance sheet, whether it is tax to be paid or not to be paid, that is work of the income tax department. So again, that time many builders used to maintain 2 sets of books of accounts. One set for the purpose of accounting, which was followed on the basis of percentage computation method, and second set for income tax purpose, where they followed project computation method. So that was also allowed. Then somewhere in 2015, income tax department came with the 10 accounting standard, ICDS, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. 3 was applicable to builder and developer. Again, litigation started. Now the income tax department came with the so-and-so direction. So you are liable to pay tax on that. I mean, now the income tax department have come with the circular. Then what happened? There is a body called Maharashtra Chamber of Housing Industry and another body, KREDAI. They went to the finance ministry, presented, made a lot of presentation, and they said the person who started construction before 31st March 2016, they can follow percentage computation method. Person who start from 1st April 2016, they have to follow. First, earlier one can follow project computation method. We have to follow percentage computation method. So it may not be practical. Or many person already started the project. So department came with the idea that those project person who started before 16, they can follow whatever they want. But building started after 1st April 2016 have to follow percentage computation method only and not project computation method. Then again litigation started in the department internally. Our institute, then income tax department referred to our Institute of Chartered Accountants. You recommend what to do. Institute given their own recommendations. And then finally income tax department withdrawn ICDS 3. And they say we'll consult all the stakeholders, flat purchaser, builder, all income tax officers, and they will come with another ICDS 3. So as on today, ICDS 3 is not there. It is already withdrawn. They withdrawn somewhere in 2017 with retrospective effect. Now we are in 2026. No ICDS have come. So as on today, we can say builder can follow any system of accounting, project computation method and with percentage computation method, whether he under redevelopment or he under joint development or he purchased the land and construct it. So that issue is now settled. Now some item comes, possession, certain cases, we are not liable to pay the tax or we are liable to pay tax not at the time of possession. I say once you part with the possession, you are supposed to pay tax. So you are not liable to pay at the time of parting with the possession, but you have to pay at later stage. So those 3-4 items, let us discuss this and then we proceed further. Now if government acquire compulsorily something for the public purposes, for road, bridge, railway, there are thousands of things. If government acquire any land, then what happen? If anything is acquired before 31st of March 2030, then when government pass a award, this property goes to the central government, this property goes to the state government, this property goes to the municipal corporation. The day the award is passed, your property goes to the government. Then you go on litigation, that is a different thing, but technically government is the owner of their property. But I have not received any money, or I may not receive full amount, I may receive part amount. Rectal value may be more or less, I may receive something else. So that government when acquire compulsorily, I am not liable to pay any tax. I am liable to pay the tax whenever I receive the money from the government. Now government again acquire, I am talking about what was the position up to 31st December 2030. 1st April 2014 onward picture is different. So let first we understand earlier part, then we will be able to understand subsequent part. Now government acquire in 2 situations. One is the fast acquisition, like China war is going on or Pakistan war is going on, and they were to acquire there and there only. Now if they give a notice to you, you file case against that, it will take 6 months and by that time everything will be over. So there what procedure is there? When government want to acquire something, they work out the amount, they will pay immediately 80% of the money and property, they can forcefully take the property. If they not paid 80%, they cannot take forcefully. If they paid you 50%, then it is normal acquisition. Then of course you can file objection, this, that, all. Now in compulsory, so 80% you receive, you have to pay tax in that year, 80% on 80% whatever capital gain comes. If they give you just now 50%, later on they give you 50%, then of course you have to pay whenever money received. When government acquisition take place, one of my client in Sarvodaya Hospital, Ghatkopar, their property was acquired somewhere in 1972. That time total compensation payable to them was 10 lakh rupee. Department has given them 8 lakh or 9 lakh and they acquired the property. Party have filed the case. They got further compensation in 2001, another 5-6 crore. The further case is going on. They got now another 25 crore. So it goes on and on. And now the advocate who is handling, he say you wait for another 25 years, our case will continue and you will get 50 crore against that. The originally compensation was only 10 lakh rupee. So whenever government acquired, litigation goes on and always money get after 20 years. Now that is the position as far as acquisition before 31st of December 2030. Whenever you receive, you pay tax. More you receive, more you pay, less you receive, you pay. But if any property acquired after 1st January 2014, then it is 100% exempted. You are not liable to pay tax of any time, whether originally what you receive or subsequent enhanced compensation you receive. And the act is very lengthy. Name of act is Right to Fair Compensation and Transparency in Land Acquisition and Rehabilitation and Resettlement Act 2013. So 3 line में तो act ही आता है पूरा. So now it is completely free now. So when compulsory acquisition, you are not liable to pay at the time of possession, but when you receive the money, you are liable to pay. Second, this is loss by fire. आग लग गया है, property तो गया. But whenever insurance company, मतलब इसमें income किधर है, तो loss हो गया मेरा, आग लग के खत्म हो गया सब. But we insured, insurance company will pay you the money, and if insurance company pay you the money more than your cost, my loss as per my books of accounts is 30 lakh rupee. My property was insured for 80 lakh rupee. And after settlement, they give me 70 lakh rupee. So 70 minus 30 means 14 lakh मेरा profit है. Whenever I receive from insurance company, I am liable to pay the tax and not at the time of hire. Third very important point, sale of agriculture land. There also I am not liable to pay tax. In which situation? Earlier, if you remember what was the law? If your land is agricultural land, situated in a rural area, population of that place is less than 10,000, and the land is 8 kilometers away from municipal corporation, nearest municipal corporation, then you are not liable to pay the tax. Correct? Now it is expanding like Virar Vasai or Bhainder or Mira Road, Kalyan, Ulhasnagar, they were the panchayat. If you go 30, 40, 50 years back, they were the panchayat. Now they have converted into municipal corporation. Virar Vasai Municipal Corporation, Mira Bhainder Municipal Corporation, Kalyan, Ulhasnagar Municipal Corporation. And if we Virar Vasai, I know more than 400 villages which were from the nearby Virar Vasai are part of the Virar Vasai. Similarly for Bhainder and Mira. Same is for Kalyan and Ulhasnagar. So now cities, municipal corporations are expanding like anything. Now when it is expanding like anything, villages are coming nearby. So they are coming now within 8 kilometers. So what exemption was there earlier is not available now. So somewhere in 2014, law was amended and the old clause is there as it is. 10,000 population of the place, 8 kilometers from municipal corporation. If you fulfill that condition, you are covered. It is not exempt. It is not taxable, exempted. But further benefit they've given, if your land is situated 2 kilometers away from municipal corporation. Now when municipal will be there and population is more than 10,000, less than 1 lakh. Because up to 10,000 to panchayat will remain. Condition for municipal corporation is it should be more than 10,000. When municipality is formed, it means implied population is more than 10,000. If population is more than 10,000 but less than 1 lakh, and your land is situated 2 kilometers away from municipal corporation, 3-4 municipal corporations coming nearby, the nearest municipal corporation, your land is 2 kilometers away from that, then you are not liable to pay the tax. If population of municipal, now earlier you used to take population of the village. Now you take population of the municipal corporation. So village wala is there. Now further amendment. If your land is situated 6 kilometers away from municipal corporation and population is more than 1 lakh but less than 10 lakh, then also agricultural land is exempted. You are not liable to pay the tax. If population is more than 10 lakh, like Bombay, Pune, Nagpur, Kolhapur, Solapur, Amravati, Akola, they are all more than 10 lakh. So if it is more than 10 lakh and land is situated 8 kilometers away from municipal corporation, then you are not liable to pay the tax on sale of agricultural land, or other way you are liable to pay the tax. So further benefit has been given. So in this situation also, if you are selling agricultural land, you are not liable to pay tax at the time of possession, but it is a completely exempted. So if you fulfill those conditions, if you are not fulfilling those conditions, then normal rule. Sorry, you said something.
It's for census or
It was last census, 2011. Sorry? Aerial distance.
But for the center of the plot or the boundary of
End of the boundary.
end of the
End of the boundary. And because हमारा एक केस आ गया था 37I. Earlier, you know, if you go back before 2003, there was a provision called 37I, chapter 20C of the Income Tax Act. If government feel, for I want to buy some land or plot or a flat or building or whatever. Earlier law was up to now from 1986 to 1985, if any value is more than 10 lakh, and 85 it was amended to 75 lakh. So if you want to buy anything more than that figure, I cannot buy directly. I need approval of the Income Tax Department. So first option was with the Income Tax Department. And in that section it was there, area of plot is more than 1 crore or 1 acre. You construct the building within 4 years, sometimes 5 years. You construct commercial as per the BMC plan, 3% or 5% or whatever is available. You sell one flat to one family. Then builder was not liable to pay tax at all. He was getting deduction under section 80IB10. Similar way, what happened? That time, area in municipal corporation, Bombay, Delhi, Calcutta, Madras, and 25 kilometers from these 4 places, you can construct up to 1,000 square feet. All other places, you can construct up to 1,500 square feet. In Bombay, this Bombay Valley, one builder has constructed flat of 1,400 square feet and claimed deduction under 80IB10. Now, department say Bombay Valley is within 25 kilometers from Bombay, so you will not give you deduction. Person saying, I went by road, it is 27 kilometers. I went by train, it is 29 kilometers. So, I am entitled. Question came before ITO disallowed, matter went to CITPL, disallowed, matter came to tribunal. Now, tribunal said, distance is less than 25 kilometers. मैं बोला सर 25 किलोमीटर के रोड का मैप है, ये ट्रेन का है, ये he said no, crow can fly. अरे crow can fly तो आदमी तो उड़ के नहीं जाएगा ना, आदमी तो ट्रेन या रोड से जाएगा. And that time Google all was not there. So that time lot of controversy went, but in that case amount involved was so less, the party did not file appeal in the High Court. So this a crow can fly. So finally another case came, and there tribunal considered you take a road, train, if that area is more than that distance is more than 25 kilometers, then you will get deduction. But now Act provides you have to take 2 kilometers or 6 kilometers or 8 kilometers as crow fly. So the crow fly किया तो कैसा दिखने लगा? Then you have to see Google map. Now it is available. Madam rightly passed कि which census 2011 का census हुआ था, अभी 2027 में 27 में होएगा. So 2011 census we can take. Now before I proceed further, let me give you 3 important amendments. Now, once I've given a note actually, old section versus new section. Otherwise, the old wine and a new bottle, nothing much difference. Wherever difference is there, I will tell you. But otherwise, 99.99%, whatever was in the old act, same is in the new act, 2025. But section is different. So, आप लोगों को पढ़ना तो पड़ेगा. और आप लोगों को अभी, you have to keep both section in a mind. Because I mainly deal in the appeal. So, I have to see which assessment area is involved. Whether old act will apply or new act will apply. If new act ka appeal come, then you have to apply new section. Old ka then old section. So for chartered accountant, for us, a lot of work is there to remember about the section. So I have given one note of 12 pages where I have given old section versus new section. So I will not bother just now to tell you the section wherever really it is important. So we will go on the point. What is the point involved? So new act also the same issue, old act also the same issue. Now we come to the main issue. Put 3 amendment I told you, important amendment. In assessment in 1890, section 45, subclause 5A. New section, I think section 67 or some section is there. So in my note you will find that. So as per that, already we have discussed, if individual and HUF is selling the land or flat or anything, they are liable to pay a tax at the rate of possession of the property, because redevelopment that will be very, very important. So I will repeat that time again. Second amendment was there, assessment rate 24-25, deduction under section 54, which was 10 crore. Earlier what happened, once you sell something and buy another residential house and invest the whole proceeds, you are not liable to pay the tax. So their limit have come from assessment rate 24-25, 10 crore limit have fixed. So you can't claim more than 10 crore. And third amendment, important amendment was assessment year 22nd of July 2024. Before that, you are allowed indexation. After that, if you want to claim indexation, you pay same rate of tax of the old 20% plus surcharge. And if you don't want to claim indexation, then you pay tax at the rate of 12.5%. So these were the three important amendments as far as capital gain is concerned. So we will deal with those whenever it comes. Conversion of investment into stock in trade and stock in trade into investment. Now let us take the situation. I am a landlord, I have some land. I make a partnership firm or LLP and I want to transfer the land to that firm. My original cost is only 1 lakh rupee. I purchased in 1980. 2001 value is say 1 crore. Today market value as per ready reckoner is 10 crore. But I am transferring to a partnership firm at 8 crore as my capital. So if I transfer to a partnership firm, I am liable to pay capital gain tax the moment I hand over possession of the property to the bank. But what is the value if I am transferring to my partnership firm as my capital? Then not 10 crore but 8 crore. Because their value I can decide whatever value my account also will be credited by 8 crore only. I want my account should be credited by 10 crore, then I have to transfer at 10 crore and pay tax 8 minus 10 minus 1, 9 pay I will pay the long-term capital gain tax. With indexes and without indexes, that is my choice. If I am the proprietor of a firm and my land is appearing in investment and I want to convert the investment into stock in trade, then what will happen? Say 1 crore is my cost. Let us assume 1 crore is my cost. I want to transfer at today's market value of 10 crore. So my account will be credited by 10 crore. 1 crore is already there, so 9 crore my account will be credited. Work in progress will be debited. Or stock in trade will be debited. Item will disappear from the investment and come in the current assets as a stock in trade. Basically, no money has come, no money has gone. But whenever I sell this land, I construct the building, sell the plot or sell the flat, that point of time, when really money is coming, I am liable to pay tax. So my up to 10 crore will be the long-term capital gain tax. Another profit I sold for 20 crore, say after that, then that balance will be business income. So in that system, I'm liable. Earlier, if you go 20 years back or 10 years back, transfer from capital investment to the stock in trade or investment stock in trade to investment, no tax was there. Then first amendment have come to convert your investment into stock in trade. You are liable to pay the tax when really sale takes place. So that time two working will come. For example, I construct 100 flat. So pro-rata basis pe whatever figure will come, that will come. But let us say I purchase for 1 crore. My investment is appearing at 1 crore. I transfer at 10 crore. Finally sale for 20 crore. So 20 minus 10 is my business income. 10 minus 1 is my capital gain. And on that I have to pay tax on that. Other round, if you convert stock in trade into investment, I constructed 100 flat or say 100 offices and I want to keep 5 offices for myself. I don't want to sell. So I have to convert stock in trade into investment. And whatever the ready reckoner value, I have to pay tax on that figure, which was earlier exempted. But 2021 only amendment have come and I'm liable to pay tax vice versa also, whatever we do.
If I don't convert it into investment, I can still keep it as stock and trade.
You can keep.
And use it.
Use it. But I too will convert forcefully. Really, you can keep it. I say I want to sell, but I don't want to sell now. I will sell later on whenever I like. And I use for the purpose of my business. So I am not selling it. Would depend upon case to case.
Total rent or something.
Notional rent I myself is using. Notional rent will come in the picture. Builder constructed 100 flat, for example. He say I don't want to sell less than 50,000 rupees per square feet. When market value is 30,000. So he is not able to sell. So government came with some rule in 2003. Even you are not given on a rent. If builder is really given on a rent, he is liable to pay tax on that as income from house property. After 30% and municipal tax, whatever formula that. But for example, he is keeping as a stock in trade. Not given on rent also. Then department say the day you receive the occupation certificate, up to next March is completely free. Then you use another 2 years. If you are not selling within 3 years also, then it will be assumed that you have given property on a rent to yourself. And notional rent, as per based on rateable value, to work out that, and you are able to pay the tax on that. So that is already effective for last 4-5 years.
Taxation will be available in the case of.
Say, no, figure will be taken from this conversion. Today value is 10 crore. My investment appearing at 1 crore. So 9 crore is gain is settled today. But I don't have to pay tax on that now. I have to pay when really sold for 20 crore. So 20 crore then sale take place. Your capital gain will be on a 10 crore, the remaining 10 crore will be business income. So tax is payable at the time of sale.
Each year.
Indexation till today, the day you convert. And once you claim indexation, your tax will be 20%. If you don't claim indexation, tax will be 12.5%. So we both way we have to work out and what suits you to over better. Now friends, we come to the next section. Old section 50C, 43CA, 56 to 10. New section, section 82 and some clauses are there. Content is same 100%. Now what is, let us go old section only. What is section 50C? I am selling my flat or land or whatever, capital asset, say flat only. Market value of the flat is ready reckoner is 3 crore rupee. I am selling for 250 because no IRA is there more than 250 or I want to need money immediately for my daughter's wedding or son's education or whatever there is or medical ground. And I am selling for 2.5. Department will say, you sold for 2.5, fine. Market value as per ready reckoner is 3 crore. So you pay tax, you take sale value as 3 crore and pay tax accordingly. If I am happy with that, then no matter. Second option, I don't want litigation. I feel really I sold for 250. I wanted to sell for last 3 years. No buyer was coming. And this is a real value. Then I will, when I first know now today, after Modi ji made faceless, out of 400, one case come under scrutiny. 390 is accepted. But of course, they can reopen later on certain information. So if my case is not under scrutiny, then nothing worry. But later on, if it is reopened, or I don't want litigation for my children, I'm already 75, I feel abhi main 10 saal aur zinda rahega. I don't want to litigation to start like, anything you know. Even today, of course, things have improved a lot. When I started my practice in 1975, once you file appeal before CIT appeal used to fix after 1 year hearing, decide order within 4-5 years. When you go to tribunal, in those days I'm talking about, your hearing will come after 7 years. By the time my half paper will be not available. And then order will come in another 3-4 years. Then department or I go to the High Court. High Court will take 5 years to decide whether my appeal is to be admitted or not to be admitted. So after 5 years, I will know whether my appeal is admitted or not admitted. And assuming once for admitted, hearing will take place 25 years from that day. So whatever appeal hearing is going on today in 2026, these appeals are filed in 2001, 2 and 3. So litigation to Bhagwan Bhorose. So I don't want any litigation. So what I will tell ITO is, sir, my value is 250. You refer this matter to valuation sale of income tax department. And whatever income tax department do the value, that is the fair value. And CPWD department have their own wing in Piramal chamber on the 4th floor. And they have full-fledged department. And they value the property and they go buy it for them also. Here, let me give an example, which will make it very clear, all 3 sections. One of my clients was in a Bandra. He is known as a Farera. His name was Farera. His grandfather and great-grandfather purchased many property in Bombay and cost of plot was 250 rupees, 500 rupees, 750 rupees. And today market value of each plot is 30 crore, 40 crore, 50 crore. Now one property, he had number of properties, so and all were very simple person. Total there were 7 brothers, 4 sisters. Out of 11, 4% died off. And youngest person was 80-year-old. Baki also to 80 plus. Then one property in Malad, very big land, but occupied by all the illegal occupants. Inside the plot, at least 10 landlords were there. They used to construct these slums and used to sell के ये 20,000 में, 50,000 में, 1 लाख में वही बेचता था. प्रॉपर्टी मेरा है, बेच को दूसरा ही रहेगा. और डुप्लेक्स, ट्रिप्लेक्स ऐसा झोपड़ी पे झोपड़ी और गंदा पानी का नाला में निकलता था. Everything was there. And they were not one, 800 tenants were there inside, illegal tenants. Now my client wanted to sell the property. He was not capable to get the tenant vacated. 80 years में भी क्या करेगा वो? So he wanted to sell for last 10-15 years. No buyer was there. One day one builder came, and that builder agreed to pay to my client 1 crore 26 lakh rupee for the purchase of the whole property. My client agreed. He taken the money, divided among 7%. Somebody paid the tax, somebody invested in the bond, somebody invested in property, and it's going on. When and out of 7, 6 assessments were also completed 143(1). One case selected under scrutiny. And that scrutiny, ITO say what is the stamp duty value. Now, client was so simple, he not kept any paper. The unsigned one document was there, we draft was prepared to be file copy of that. ITO returned to registration department and found out the certified copy of this registered agreement. And registered agreement, builder had paid stamp duty on 25 crore 96 lakh. Whereas sale was only on 1 crore 26 lakh. Then we contacted builder. Builder said, when I purchased from you, stamp duty was only 1%. Second day, it was increased to 5%, increasing to 5%. So whatever stamp duty department said, I paid it. And they don't given rebate, they have not given rebate of 800 illegal tenant, because when you want to claim a rebate, you have to give agreement ka copy, you have to give the rent receipt, electric bill, ration card, PAN card, Aadhaar card, in dunia bhar ka paper. And they were the illegal person. Every month, every second month or every third month, tenant used to change also. And many slumlords were there inside. So stamp duty is not given rebate and they charge this money. We requested ITO. But you refer this matter to valuation cell. There are 800 illegal tenants are there. I cannot construct it also. Then department valuer. Department valuer came, inspected the property. When they entered in the plot, few person came and they said, we don't allow you to enter in our property. Because they were the illegal occupant were there. We went to police department. Police came with us and car ke andar, we have taken a circular, all ganda pani. Inside there were 2 police stations. Normally one Jhopalpatti mein ek police station hoga, there 2 tha. And different person. Then what happened? The valuer value, stamp duty department valuer value at 2 crore 98. Now meantime, ITO had already passed the order at 25 crore 98 lakh. We file appeal before CITP. Before CITP, we produce the valuation report of DVO at 2 crore 98. And CITP has given rebate to reduced to 298. We have accepted, we paid tax on that. Meantime, department have filed appeal before the tribunal. When department have filed appeal before the tribunal, so then we can also file cross objection against their appeal. And normally when you file appeal before tribunal, we have to pay fees of 10,000 rupees per appeal if income assessed is more than 10 lakh. 1% or 10,000, whichever is lower. Now there, if you file the cross objection, you have to file within 30 days from intimation to you from the department that we have filed appeal. And you don't have to pay 10,000 also. So we have also filed cross objection. One Sardarji was the member that day. And all 7 appeals, my other cases were also reopened because of one case. And all 7 appeals have come together. My client told me, you argue this appeal before 12 o'clock. If you argue before 12 o'clock, you will succeed. But if you argue after 12 o'clock, you will lose. मैं वो तो मजाक में लिया, मैं बोला ऐसा होता है क्या, लॉ तो लॉ है. But anyway, luckily my case also came before 12 o'clock. So we just explained कि sir 1 crore 26 lakh versus 25 crore 98 lakh versus 2 crore 98 lakh. तो सरदार जी कहते हैं ये तो मजाक चल रहा है, क्या होता है, इतना फिगर का डिफरेंस कैसे आता है? तो he says something and end में सरदार जी pointed out 2 judgment. If difference between the agreement value and stamp duty value is more than 100%, then ITO cannot make any addition. Now my agreement was 126. Stamp duty value or registered DVO's value also say 298, more than 100%. So even my 126 was accepted. So you have to fight, you have to find out. Yeah, bolte na Naini Palki law used to say, don't read this section 4 line. Read in between the line why the line have come here. And whenever some amendment have come, see the explanatory note, what was the requirement of the amendment. Accordingly, and meantime, my client had done a very good thing. When he sold the property, he obtained one valuation report from registered valuer. And that figure was coming to 54 lakh only. So always we quoted our valuation also. So the registered value apply registered value valued at 54 lakh. Even I sold for 126. And finally, my 126 was accepted. So 50C, you can refer to request the ITO to refer to DVO. And accordingly, whatever DVO will say, let us take my agreement value is 250. Radiated value is 3. Now, matter was referred to DVO. DVO value, let us say 2 crore 75 lakh. Now, this amendment have come, section 50C came in the 2003-4. Up to assessment in 1920, difference between the agreement value and stamp duty will have to be taken. But if you file a tribunal used to give rebate of 15% between these two difference. If difference is less than 15%, no addition was made. Then what happens? Somewhere in assessment year 1920, 5% rebate have come. If difference is 5%, it will be ignored. 21-22 assessment year, 5% have increased to 10%. But whenever some benefit comes, principle of income tax is whenever some amendment take place subsequently and you get some benefit, that always will apply retrospective. Whenever some charging section comes, if today this item was till today it was exempted, tomorrow onward it will be taxable. Then that cannot apply retrospective. That will be applied prospective, except a certain specific date is mentioned in the amendment. If this will apply from this particular date, then different thing. Otherwise, it will be always prospective. Whenever some benefit come, like Rule 1BB and many amendments have come in between, and they were all prospective, but they will apply retrospective also. So today, a 10% act provide, and COVID time, so some 20% was also there for some time. But that period, that was only for limited period of COVID. Otherwise, up to 10%. But you file with the tribunal, you get rebate more than 10%. Also, up to 15% tribunal normally consider. Now, 50C apply to individual in a case of a capital asset. But if I'm a builder, I constructed the building and ceiling, then same principle will apply under section 43CA of the old act and new act 82 something. Same. Now this will be to whom? 50C apply to seller. 43C also may apply to builder, which is a seller. As far as purchaser is concerned, 56 to 10 section apply. And that is amendment effective from assessment year 17-18. Before 17-18, law was different. Up to assessment year 13-14, law was, if I purchase anything from somebody completely free, other person is not charging me any money, then I have to pay tax, except if they are my relatives, then I am not able to pay. That income tax act by 56 to 10 relatives are defined. Father, mother, children, grandchildren, uncle, auntie, unke bacche, nana, nani, mama, mami, uske bacche, something, all definition is there. So if you purchase and sale between those relatives, then of course section will not apply. Other than those person, this will be taken as my income and I am liable to pay tax. 50C, if it is a long-term capital gain, you are liable to pay only 12.5% extra. Business income, 43CA builder, normal income will be added. 56 to 10 also normal income will be added, but income from other sources and I have to pay tax on that. So all sections are identical. 43CA is stock in trade, this is the other investment, and that is deemed income. Or 10%, 20%, 15% already told you. But let us assume the difference is more than that. Let us say my agreement value is 5 crore. Stamp duty value is 10 crore. Buyer has paid stamp duty on a 10 crore. But agreement is taken, let us say I agree to sell to a particular person my flat in 2022. He paid me something in installment. First money paid by check, some memorandum was executed, and finally he paid me in 2026 and registration has taken place. Meantime, value has gone up. That is why 5 has become 10. If you paid some money earlier and made some agreement or MOU or understanding or some exchange letter, then market value of stamp duty will be on 10 crore. But for income tax point of view, section 56 subclause 2 that very clearly say rate of earlier when you paid by check, that value is to be taken. So that time, for example, value is only 7 crore. Today's value is 10 crore. My agreement is 5 crore. Then I don't have to consider 10 crore, 7 and 5 ka hi jhagda chalega. Because that time value is to be seen. Second, I can tell if that value also even 7 crore also and 5 crore difference is more than 40%. 50 में आप add करो तो 40 roughly 40% हो गया. Then I can tell him to refer to valuation sale. Let us say value is also valued at 6 crore. So 5 and 6 roughly come to 20% difference. If you take from base figure of 5 crore, value is more than 20%, roughly 20% more. Then what can happen? Then I can file appeal against that before CIT appeal. Take a valuation report from registered valuer if possible, or go through any book of the valuer, Roshan Namavati or many other books are there. Go through that and there you will find 200 points where some rebate is to be given. Let us, for example, sellers are 5, buyer is 1. Property will not face the same value, it will go down by 15%. For example, there can be different things. Ground floor maybe have more different value than the upper floor. Front floor flat may have different value than the back side. Front shop may have different value than the inside shop. There can be more than 200 regions. You go through each region. If your flat is on the first floor, then always say, sir, there is a voice. I cannot hear anything. If it is the front side, then you can say, sir, complete voice is there. If it is a back side, you say, sir, can't see anything. Top floor पे है तो आप बोलो साहब लिफ्ट खराब होता है तो मेरे को चल के जाना पड़ता है. Ground, मतलब there are 300 regions and each region certain percentage is prescribed. If you consider in Bombay में each flat have hundreds of minus point. ज्यादा लोग आता है तो भी प्रॉब्लम है, नहीं आता है तो भी प्रॉब्लम, उसका भी डिबेट है. Some area in Jew area in past में we used to claim, you know, the area was like a red light area. रोड के ऊपर बहुत सारी लड़कियां खड़ी हो जाती थी तो उसका हमारे को 20% बाद मिलता था कि recent lady cannot go night in night outside home, तो 20% कम होता था और 2-4 फोटोग्राफ लगा देते थे रास्ते का. और नामावटी साहब एक वैल्यूर थे, वो तो जाके मतलब एक बार में हमारा एक होटल सीट में अभी जहाँ पे खड़ा है, बहुत अच्छी होटल है 5 स्टार. When the plot was purchased, we purchased from chit fund company and we were purchased only for 1 crore rupee. That time value, that was the value. But department, some investor have filed case, another hotelier, it is sold for 1 crore, its value is 3 crore. So matter went to Supreme Court. Supreme Court said you file valuation report of 2 recognized valuation of the registered value. And Supreme Court gave me a list of 20%. So 2% we selected, one Mr. D.H. Rajani and Roshan Namavati. We approached both the person. Namavati sahab also went one day with me Sunday, taken full area, morning to evening, उधर ही चक्कर मार रहे थे रोड के ऊपर, बीच के ऊपर, इधर उधर फोटोग्राफ खींचा, सनलाइट आता है नहीं आता है, अंधेरा होता है क्या होता है, लाइट में क्या होता है, पूरा बना के he given me report and he given me up to 1 crore. Second day Namavati साहब से I say sir, Mr. Rajani is already given. So he said no, I am going to see again. गया उधर, morning में 6 o'clock he called me. We went there and पूरा नाइट में 10 बजे वापस आए. एक प्रॉपर्टी का वैल्यूशन में नामावटी है, very senior, now he passed away at the age of 98, but very senior officer. And he also taken round here, there, some. The one of Rajani's point check, the area is not good. A decent lady cannot walk in the night. And it is like a red light area. तो नामावटी साहब तो रुकना पड़ेगा 8 बजे तक रात को. तो मैं बोला क्यों सर? तो बोला लड़की दिखनी तो चाहिए ना अपने को, फोटो खींच के लगाएगा इसके अंदर. अभी I will not rely on the Rajani report, I will see myself. ठीक है सर, क्या नो चॉइस. गया फिर नाइट में तो लड़कियां रूम पे खड़ी थी, जो बीच के जू रोड कौन से जूता रोड के दोनों साइड में, अभी तो बहुत डिसेंट हो गया. तो बोला कुंडी आप इधर ही खड़ा रहो, ही वेंट देयर एंड इसे कितना लेगी. तो मतलब बिलीव मी, ही रिटन इन द वैल्यूएशन रिपोर्ट. He asked the girl, she said like this, and होटल का अलग चार्ज है, जिसका अलग चार्ज है, उसका अलग चार्ज, मतलब in fact that you know, and he reproduced in the report itself. And on that point he gave me rebate of 30%. तो आपको ऐसा पॉइंट निकाल के लेके आएंगे और एंड में आपको लगेगा कि मैं तो फ्लोर चला 5 करोड़ में लिया, ये तो फोकट में मिलना चाहिए, सर वैल्यू ही नहीं है कुछ. तो बट वन हैज टू स्टडी प्रॉपर्ली, निकालना पड़ेगा थोड़ा. अगेन इनकम टैक्स एक्ट में इनकम टैक्स का बेसिक फाउंडेशन इज 100 गुनाहगार छूट गए उसका गम नहीं है, एक बेगुनाह नहीं फंसना चाहिए. एंड व्हेनेवर एनी वर्ड हैव इनकम टैक्स, double meaning. This can be this way, this can be this way also. It can be taxable, this can be exempted. This expenditure allowed, at same time it cannot be allowed. So whatever in favor of SSC will apply and not in favor of revenue. और उसके आपको hundreds of judgment सुप्रीम कोर्ट के मिल जाएंगे. तो जब भी आपको लगे कि डबल व्यू आई तो बोलेगा ये टैक्सेबल है बिकॉज ऑफ फॉलोइंग रीजन, अपन बोलेंगे नॉट टैक्सेबल है बिकॉज ऑफ फॉलोइंग रीजन, एंड बोथ आर सपोर्टेड बाय जजमेंट्स. तो जजमेंट का सिस्टम में हुआ, इन जजमेंट जो बॉम्बे हाई कोर्ट बॉम्बे में बाइंडिंग है, if it is not of high court judgment or tribunal का judgment है, there are 75 benches of the tribunal and all benches are at par. You cannot say Bombay bench is superior than Ahmedabad or Ahmedabad is superior than the Lucknow. All benches or 75 benches of the tribunal is at par. So any bench का order आपका होगा, you can rely. As far as high court is concerned, Bombay high court का judgment है, then it is binding in Bombay. Bombay high court आपके अगेंस्ट में है, then you have to go to Supreme Court. लेटेस्ट से बॉम्बे हाई कोर्ट का जजमेंट ही नहीं है. गुजरात हाई कोर्ट इन माय फेवर, दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट अगेंस्ट मी, कलकत्ता इन माय फेवर, मद्रास अगेंस्ट मी. देन व्हाटएवर इन माय फेवर विल अप्लाई एंड नॉट अगेंस्ट मी वाला विल अप्लाई इन बॉम्बे. सुप्रीम कोर्ट तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट है, वो तो फाइनल बाइंडिंग है ही है. पर सुप्रीम कोर्ट का भी आप देखो एक जजमेंट आपके अगेंस्ट में मिला, भाई देखो डू सपोज रिसर्च विद इन 6 मंथ्स सुप्रीम कोर्ट को चेंज दैट जजमेंट. अब पेनल्टी 271C, अभी वो 270A और डबल ए और डबल ट्रिपल ए सब आ गया. यू सी एनी 271 जजमेंट every 6 months or every 1 year you get different judgment from Supreme Court. Originally सबसे पहला केस आया था धर्मेंद्र टेक्सटाइल, they say any difference between the assessed income and return income penalty will be applicable automatically. देन जजमेंट आया, इंटेंशन अगर बुरा नहीं है तो पेनल्टी विल बी नॉट एप्लीकेबल. देन रिलायंस पेट्रो का जजमेंट आ गया. देन इफ यू शोन इन द रिटर्न your audited accounts में the expenditure is appearing, वो कह सके genuine है, that is not relevant, appearing, and from there item is taken out, then no penalty. SEC is disclosed. SEC lay person, as per him it is allowable, as per department not allowable. Tax लगा दो, penalty क्या का. So when you do some more research, you will find the result. And now it is very simple. This reminds me, we are working with DM Medicine Company 75 to 86 to prepare one case. Find out 6 judgment used to take 10 to 15 days for us. Every ITR, each page we have to go through. अभी तो मेरी बेटी को मैं बोलता हूं मेरे को ये जजमेंट चाहिए, वो 5 मिनट में 50 जजमेंट फेवर का लेके आएगी, 50 अगेंस्ट का लेके आएगी. आप उसको सेलेक्ट कर लो, आपको क्या सूट करता है. सो नाउ एवरीथिंग इज अवेलेबल एट फिंगर पॉइंट. थिंग्स हैव इंप्रूव्ड अ लॉट एक्चुअली. और जो बच्चे यंग है, जो जिन्होंने सीए पिछले 10-15 साल में किया है, उनके लिए तो एक्चुअली ट्रिब्यूनल का प्रिपरेशन करना रियली मजाक जैसा लगता है. हम बोलते हैं साल हम 10 दिन एक फाइल को लेके बैठा था, वो 10 दिन में तो 200 फाइल भर देगा. So I suggested that take a better evaluation report. Now we go through 3 old sections together: 54, 54F and 54EC. Now new section में section 84, 85, 86 something like that. Redevelopment में बहुत important है. Let us understand what these sections say and then we apply to the redevelopment. Yesterday night only I have given lecture in society. 54 says any capital gain arises on the sale of a residential flat or residential unit. Whatever profit you make, if you reinvest that profit within 2 years in a ready-made house, 1 year before or 2 years afterward, if I purchase the property first and I sell the property within 1 year, whatever capital gain I can adjust against that gain. I sell today, within 2 years I buy something, I can adjust against that. Or I have my own construction, that is within 3 years. 3 years में it is habitable, occupation certificate or compulsory received. If I construct something in Rajasthan, तो वहां में concept समझ ही नहीं आता है किसी को occupation पैसा क्या होता है. मैं ही decide करता हूँ रहने लायक हुआ कि नहीं हुआ. So I can stay there, it is ready. Then you are not liable to pay tax on that capital gain. If I sell other than residential house, I sell my office, jewelry, shares, a tenancy right or any other thing, and reinvest the wholesale proceeds 1 year before or 2 years or 3 years own construction, then also I'm not liable to pay any tax, provided there is one rider. 54 and 54F are the identical. Only difference is under 54 I have 100 flat, I can buy 101 also. There is no limit. 54F, I have nothing, I can buy 1. I have 1, I can buy 2nd. I already have 2, then I cannot buy 3rd. I have to pay tax on that. Recently, Supreme Court said, I share in a property. I have 4 property. 1 is with father, 1 is with mother, 1 is with my wife, and 1 is with my son. But everywhere I am only 50%, not 100%, or maybe 90%, or maybe 5%. If I am 100% owner, then will be taken as a property. Dilip bhai, welcome. Dilip bhai, ताली बजाओ दोस्तों. हाँ, so if I am not 100% owner, मैं भूल गया सबको देख के मैं भूल गया था. If I am not 100% owner, then that property is to be not to be counted. तो 100% में ओनर का मेरे पास में 2 प्रॉपर्टी है, रेजिडेंशियल, कॉमर्शियल आई कैन एनीथिंग, एग्रीकल्चर लैंड, ओपन लैंड, सब कुछ हो सकता है. रेजिडेंशियल प्रॉपर्टी मेरे नाम पे 2 है, आई कैन नॉट गो फॉर 3rd. तो अदरवाइज मेरे को टैक्सी भरना पड़ेगा. तो ये 54 EC तो आपको मालूम है 6 महीने में 50 लाख रुपए इन्वेस्ट करने का है, तो वो आइटम है. बट वी कम नो हाउ इट इज अप्लाई टू आवर रीडेवलपमेंट. Now we are on really redevelopment. We are starting now. Really, a flat purchase. Landlord point of view we have seen. Landlord point of view we have seen. Builder point of view we have seen. Now go to the flat owner. और अपना जो भी चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट है, प्रैक्टिकली हर एक के आसपास में बिल्डिंग रिडेवलपमेंट हो रही होगी कितने किधर. मैं तो जो बिल्डिंग में ट्रेजर हूं उधर भी डेवलप हो रही है, जिधर में चेयरमैन उधर भी डेवलप हो रहा है, जिधर सेक्रेटरी वो होने वाला है. और हर आदमी सोचता है कि सीए नोज एवरीथिंग. गुना से एक आदमी का एक्चुअली ऐसा आदत हो गया है, ये गोपाल दास एसएम करके आदमी था, ओल्ड था, 18 ईयर, he passed away. ही सेंड केम फ्रॉम बेंगलोर, उसका भाई वगैरह सब इधर ही रहते थे, एक आ गया बेंगलोर से, तो बोला अभी क्या, अभी विमल भाई को फोन करो, तो मेरे को बोलता विमल भाई पिताजी का डेथ हो गया, मैं क्या करूं, क्योंकि पिताजी का डेथ हो गया, मैं मन में सोच मैं क्या करूं, हेलो मतलब आई डोंट नो। तो मैंने बोला भी जो भी रीति है बुला लो, बुजुर्ग लोगों को दाह संस्कार करना पड़ेगा, अभी तो क्या करने का है। बोला नहीं वो तो ठीक है, इनकम टैक्स पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से क्या करना है, बोले इनकम टैक्स पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से कुछ नहीं करने का है। उसकी हैवी डिमांड थी, 2-4 करोड़ की अपीलें चल रही थी, तो उसको लगा कि इनकम टैक्स ऑफिस को बुला के इसको दिखाने का है, पहले के मर गया अभी। तो फाइनली रियली वो व्हाइट कपड़े में मेरे घर पे आ गए तीनों बच्चे। मैं बोला यार ये तो, और मेरे उसके पहले मैं भी यंग था वो टाइम पे, डेथ देखा नहीं किसी का, कि मेरे फादर ही संभालते थे, किसी का डेथ हो तो फादर जाते थे, मैं जाता ही नहीं था किधर भी। तो मैं तो एक बार मैं भी घबर गया, मैं बोला अभी करने का क्या इसको, तो मैं बोला चलो चलते हैं, तो मैं भी व्हाइट कपड़ा पहना उसके साथ गया, और क्या करें। तो कहने का मतलब दे एवरीवन फील के सीएन हो जाते, जिसका तबियत खराब हुआ था विमल भाई शू करवाना चाहिए, ये तो सो अपने को रीडेवलपमेंट में तो अपना रियल मालूम होना ही चाहिए, भले अपना बिल्डिंग हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा है, तो भी आपको 10 लोग आएंगे, और बिलीव मी कमाई का बहुत बड़ा रास्ता है। मेरे पास सोसाइटी वाला आता है, मैं बोला 5 लाख रुपए लेगा, 2.5 लाख एडवांस में, 2.5 लाख प्रोजेक्ट साइन होगा उस टाइम पे, और बिलीव मी मेरे को 10 लाइन मिल गया पिछले 1 साल में। मलबा हिल में सिमला हाउस, नवजीवन सोसाइटी, हमारा बिल्डिंग का नीरज अपार्टमेंट, ऐसा करके 10 बिल्डिंग मेरे पास में आती है आज। और क्वेश्चन सबका एक ही होता है, तो मैं एक आदमी का क्वेश्चन आपको एंड में फटाफट बता दूंगा, अभी मैं कवर कर रहा हूं पहले, पर इवन देयर शॉर्ट में कि समबडी विल आस्क यू व्हाट क्वेश्चन दे विल आस्क यू, तो उसका रिप्लाई आपको मालूम होना चाहिए, वो सिंपल है सर। नाउ सो अंडर रीडेवलपमेंट वी आर ऑन दी रीडेवलपमेंट, 4 तरह का मैंने बताया, ओनरशिप प्रॉपर्टी या ओनर ऑफ ए फ्लैट इन द सोसाइटी, बिल्डिंग गोइंग टू रीडेवलपमेंट, रेजिडेंशियल बिल्डिंग, ओनरशिप कॉमर्शियल बिल्डिंग, टेनेंटेड कॉमर्शियल बिल्डिंग, टेनेंटेड रेजिडेंशियल बिल्डिंग, कालबा देवी, गिरगांव, ओपेरा हाउस में सब टेनेंटेड बिल्डिंग है, एवरीवन इज गोइंग टू रीडेवलपमेंट। एवरीवन है क्वेश्चन कि मैं पहले टेनेंट था, 50 रुपए भरता था महीने का, अभी मेरा ओनरशिप हो गया, 10,000 मेरे को भरने का है, वो तो वरी अबाउट 10,000 है, मेरी वरी होती है इनकम टैक्स की, कि अभी तो इनकम टैक्स लगेगा कि नहीं लगेगा, पहले हम ओनर थे ही नहीं, कुछ थे ही नहीं। तो लेटेस्ट 1 बाय 1 अपन चलते हैं। लेटेस्ट से कल कहीं मैं एग्जाम्पल लेता हूँ, एक शिमला उत्तर की बिल्डिंग है जहां पे 80 स्क्वायर फीट का फ्लैट भी है वो बिल्डिंग में, और 4,000 स्क्वायर फीट का फ्लैट भी है। 70-80 गैरेजेज है जिसमें गाड़ी पार्क होती है, और 70-80 गैरेजेज है बट उसमें दुकानें लोग लगा चुके हैं, कोई टेलर का शॉप है, कोई बार्बर का शॉप है, कोई क्या है, कोई क्या है, अलग अलग टीवी या अपना ये रेडियो रिपेयरिंग में, टीवी रिपेयरिंग, वो भी सब शॉप उसके अंदर बन गए। शिमला हाउस वेरी फेमस बिल्डिंग है मलबार हिल में, हैदराबाद स्टेट जो अपने कमिश्नर लोग रहते हैं उसके आगे वाले, आज की डेट में सबसे खराब बिल्डिंग मलबार हिल की। कोई बोलेगा मैं शिमला हाउस में रहता हूं तो अपन सोचते जोगनपट्टी में रहता है, ऐसा मतलब उसको इंप्रेशन जाता है, बट ये बनने के बाद सबसे कॉस्टली बिल्डिंग शिमला हाउस में, डायरेक्ट बिजनेस गार्डन के सामने आती है और हिल के ऊपर है पीछे, तो काफी। तो अभी लेटेस्ट से मेरा वहां पे अजूम करो एक फ्लैट है, आई एम द ओनर, मेरे पास में 1,000 स्क्वायर फीट का आई गॉट फ्लैट, बिल्डर इज रुस्तम जी, he will be constructing the building and he will give me 62% extra area, so let us say he'll give me 1,600, 1,000 के सामने मेरे को 1,600 मिलने वाला है, plus he will give me 6,000 रुपये पर स्क्वायर फीट hardship allowance, plus he will give me 300 रुपये पर स्क्वायर फीट रेंट, तो मेरा 1,000 था तो 3 लाख रुपया महीना मेरे को रेंट मिलने वाला है, 6,000 के हिसाब से मेरे को 60 लाख रुपया हार्डशिप अलाउंस मिलने वाला है, एंड प्लस बिल्डर विल गिव 50 करोड़ रुपए टू द सोसाइटी एज ए पर्पस। सबका कॉमन क्वेश्चन आएगा, इसमें टैक्स आएगा नहीं आएगा, आएगा तो क्यों आएगा, नहीं आएगा तो क्यों नहीं, अगर आएगा तो कितना है। नाउ अगेंस्ट 1,000 स्क्वायर फीट आई एम गेटिंग 1,600। नाउ व्हेन बिल्डिंग विल बी रेडी, आई टोल्ड यू अंडर न्यू सेक्शन 45(a), व्हेन बिल्डिंग विल बी रेडी दैट वैल्यू इज टू बी टेकन, so that time let us assume the price is 1 lakh रुपए पर स्क्वायर फीट, वो वैल्यू हो जाएगा 16 करोड़ रुपए। टुडे वैल्यू इन दैट एरिया इज 50 लाख रुपए, 50,000 रुपए पर स्क्वायर फीट, तो आज मेरा वैल्यू उसका है 5 करोड़ रुपया मेरे लैंड का, मिलेगा मेरे को 16 करोड़ की चीज, मैंने लिया था 2 लाख रुपए में 1978 में, 2001 का वैल्यू था वो टाइम 15,000 रुपया फुट, तो 1,000 का वैल्यू हो गया 1.5 करोड़ रुपया। अभी मेरे को जब मिलेगा टैक्स उसी दिन लगेगा, आज तो कुछ लगने वाला नहीं है। अगर मेरे को बिल्डर बोल रहा है कि आई विल टेक 5 ईयर इन कंस्ट्रक्टिंग द बिल्डिंग, तो मेरे को तो इनकम टैक्स पे कंडीशन आई से ओन कंस्ट्रक्शन, दिस विल बी आल्सो टेकन एज माय ओन कंस्ट्रक्शन, आई हैव टू कंप्लीट विद इन 3 ईयर, तो 3 ईयर में तो होने वाला नहीं है, वो नहीं होने वाला तो सेक्शन 54 का 10 करोड़ का बेनिफिट मेरे को मिलने वाला नहीं है। तो वी आर फाइंडिंग आउट अ वे कि भाई वी विल नॉट हैंड ओवर पोजीशन टुडे आर मेकिंग एग्रीमेंट, व्हेन यू ऑब्टेन द आईओडी दैट टाइम आई विल गिव यू पोजीशन, तो आईओडी लेने में 1 साल निकलने वाला है, तो 1 साल तो मेरा पोस्टपोन हो गया पोजीशन देने का, but 3 will apply from that day, and then I requested builder you write in agreement 3 year, but we will give you a side letter कि even you not compared within 3 years, we will not, because he mainly worry कि मैं रेरा में मेरे को आप केस करेंगे, मेरे को पेनल्टी लगेगी पर डे, so we say will not file case against you if रेरा agreement must say only 3 years. तो उसको क्या हुआ अभी 16 करोड़ के सामने मैंने लिया तो 2 लाख में था, 2001 का वैल्यू आ गया 1.5 करोड़, तो 16 minus 1.5 14 करोड़ 15 लाख का मेरा गेम हुआ. Let us assume it is completed within 3 years. I will get deduction under section 80I, section 54, 10 करोड़, 4.5 करोड़ का गेन हो गया. 4.5 करोड़ पे मेरे को 15% टैक्स लगेगा, रफली 70 लाख रुपये आ गया. मेजोरिटी पर्सन में बी ओल्ड, दे आर रिटायर्ड, डिपेंड अपॉन डिविडेंड इनकम एंड इंटरेस्ट इनकम, दे कांट पे 70 लाख. व्हाट इज देयर ऑप्शन? दे हैव टू सेल द प्रॉपर्टी, शिफ्ट समवेयर एल्स, एंड जो और वो गेन लाने टैक्स आएगा 16 करोड़ के ऊपर, और कुछ मिला तो और बनेगा. तो व्हाट इज द वे आउट? You can give gift of part of your flat to your wife, your son, your daughter, your brother, relative, whatever, depend upon case to case. Many persons feel that we will pay tax, we have capacity, we are having business. Why I give gift? I will give only after seeing particular agreement का वो केस हो गया. कौन था वो? हाँ. और राजा बिल्डर का जो केस हो गया, आपने लाइफ टाइम में सब पैसा बेटे को दे दिया, बेटे ने आपको ताले में बंद कर दिया. अब आप एक्चुअली पागल, अभी जो जीएल राजा इतना बड़ा आदमी है और वो एक्चुअली आपको ताले में बंद करके रखो, सुबह से शाम तक उसको 500 आदमी उसका पांव छूते थे, इतना रेस्पेक्टेड आदमी, फाउंडर ऑफ द मल्टी स्टोरी बिल्डिंग इन बॉम्बे, और उसको आप ताले में रखो, 2 टाइम खाली खाना पहुंचा दो, तो पागल जैसे ही हो गया. फिर तो पागल इतना हो गया वो कपड़ा खोल के बैठ जाते थे, कुछ करते थे. तो सुशील कुमार शिंदे जो चीफ मिनिस्टर थे महाराष्ट्र के, ही वाज गुड फ्रेंड ऑफ हिम, उसको मालूम पड़ा दिल्ली में, ही केम टू मुंबई, पुलिस के प्रोटेक्शन में उसको घर से निकाला ताला तोड़ के, और चार्टर फ्लाइट करके उसको दिल्ली लेके गए सुशील कुमार शिंदे, और 3 था उसके घर में रहे, उसके बंगलों में, और उसके बाद आया जगह डेथ भी हुई. और ये रेमंड वाला का विजय प्रताप सिंघानिया का केस आपने देखा ही है, बेटे के पास तो 25 वाले का बिल्डिंग है, आप ये सीलिंग से जाएंगे तो आप देखेंगे अरे बाप रे किसका बिल्डिंग है, और वो एक्चुअली उसका ही रेमंड ऊपर लिखा पड़ा है, और वो भाड़े के मकान में रहता था. बेटे ने बोला एक दिन कि बड़ा भाई है वो सिंगापुर में रहता है, आफ्टर योर डेथ ही विल कम एंड क्लेम समथिंग एंड यू ऑलरेडी गिवन हिम इन अवर लाइफ टाइम लॉट. बाप ने बोला हाँ, उसको सब दे दिया, वो अलग ही दे रहा है, अपना कोई लेना देना नहीं है, 20 साल से अलग है, एंड एवरीथिंग बिलोंग टू यू ओनली. तो सन सजेस्टेड कि देन इफ बिलोंग टू बी ओनली व्हाई डोंट यू गिव मी लाइफ टाइम. बाप को भी लगा अच्छा है, उसे बोला ठीक है मेरे को एक 2 बेडरूम का फ्लैट लेके दे देना, ये गाड़ी और ड्राइवर देना, महीने का 5 लाख रुपया दे देना, एंड हम मियां बीबी रहेंगे अलग, बाकी सब तेरा, एंड ये लाइफ टाइम में ट्रांसफर ऑल्सो. उसके बाद तो मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग हो गया, नो कार, नो ड्राइवर, नो फ्लैट, नो 5 लाख. तो खुद ही पैसे वाला था, लोगों ने उसको बहुत सपोर्ट किया, उसके दोस्तों ने, एंड फाइनली क्या उसका एंड हुआ आपको अपने को सबको पता है. तो ये आदमी बहुत सारे लोग बोलते हैं अब तो टैक्स भरेगा, बच्चे को देना ही नहीं है मेरे को, मरने के बाद बिल बना के जाएगा उसको मिलेगा, लाइफ टाइम में कुछ नहीं देगा, लाइफ टाइम में मेरा रहेगा, और मेरे मरने के बाद मेरे वाइफ को जाएगा, और वाइफ के बाद पूछा तो हस्बैंड को आएगा. तो दैट वे सो जिसको टैक्स नहीं भरना है उसके लिए बात करते हैं कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल लेट अस से आई एम देयर इन शिमला, मेरे को 70 लाख टैक्स आ रहा है, मेरे को नहीं भरने का है. व्हाट आई कैन डू, आई कैन गिव 50% टू माई वाइफ, एनी वाइफ सन डॉटर कुछ भी आ सकता है, बट लेट अस टेक एग्जांपल ऑफ वाइफ ओनली, आई गिव टू माय वाइफ डिस्टेंटली 50%, तो वो मेरे लिए इजी रहेगा बोलना. तो आई गिवन 50, तो अभी मेरा क्या हो गया 18 करोड़ का सेल वैल्यू, 16 करोड़ का सेल वैल्यू 2 भाग में डिवाइड हो गया 8-8. 1.5 करोड़ का मेरा 2001 का वैल्यू 75 लाख डिवाइड हो गया. नाउ व्हाट इज माय गेन 7 करोड़ 25 लाख इंस्टेड ऑफ 14 करोड़ समथिंग वाज कभी. सो लेस देन 10 करोड़ मेरे को भी टैक्स नहीं आएगा, मेरे वाइफ को भी टैक्स नहीं आएगा. और बहुत बड़ा क्वेश्चन आता है सेक्शन 64 लगेगा कि नहीं लगेगा. अभी एक्चुअली क्या 64 का ये फॉर्मूला है, इनकम टैक्स रिटर्न वैल्यू फाइल पार्ट 1 अवर ग्रॉस टोटल इनकम इज कंप्यूटेड, पार्ट 2 चैप्टर 6 का डिडक्शन आता है, फिर टैक्स कैलकुलेशन. तो पार्ट 1 में जो डिडक्शन है लाइक 54 ही डिडक्टेड फर्स्ट बिफोर ग्रॉस इनकम में, तो दैट माय वाइफ विल आल्सो गेट डिडक्शन, आई विल गेट डिडक्शन. उसके बाद में चैप्टर 6A का डिडक्शन है लाइक इंश्योरेंस प्रीमियम या ऐसा कुछ होगा, तो वो क्लब होके आगे बढ़ेगी गाड़ी. तो वो दोनों का अलग अलग रिटर्न तो वो भी मिलेगा, बट इस केस के अंदर उसको डिडक्शन मिलेगा. आई गिव टू माई सन, आई गिव टू माई डॉटर, आई कैन गिव टू माई ग्रैंड चिल्ड्रन. और गिफ्ट में क्या है, एज पर रेडी इलेक्ट्रल वैल्यू यू टू पे ओनली 1% स्टाम्प ड्यूटी. और स्टाम्प ड्यूटी नहीं है, सॉरी मेट्रो टैक्स, स्टाम्प ड्यूटी 200 रुपी, रजिस्ट्रेशन फीस 200 रुपी इफ यू गिव टू योर चिल्ड्रन, ग्रैंड चिल्ड्रन, हस्बैंड, वाइफ, इतने रिलेटिव. और डॉटर इन लॉ प्रोवाइडेड सन इज पास्ट अवे, सन की डेथ हो गई है, डॉटर इन लॉ को भी 1% है, लेकिन नॉर्मल कोर्स में डॉटर इन लॉ को देंगे आप तो 4% है, ब्रदर टू ब्रदर 4%, फादर गिव टू सन 1%, सन गिव टू फादर 4%. तो वो स्टैम्प का सब फॉर्मूले की जो वो टोटल अमाउंट आएगा एंड वन कैन डू दैट प्लानिंग। अभी रह गया कॉमर्शियल का। 10 करोड़ का डिडक्शन खाली रेजिडेंस के अंदर है, कॉमर्शियल में नहीं है। 10 करोड़ का डिडक्शन खाली इंडिविजुअल एंड एचयूएफ को है। तो फर्म होगी तो टैक्स भरना ही पड़ेगा, कंपनी है तो टैक्स भरना ही पड़ेगा। फ्लैट है मेरे कंपनी का, दे टू पे टैक्स ऑन 10 करोड़ नहीं मिलेगा। एक सिस्टम में आ गया है कि रीडेवलपमेंट में टैक्स क्यों लगेगा। आई एम गिवन माई ओल्ड फ्लैट, आई गॉट अ न्यू फ्लैट, पर कोर्ट्स आर नॉट एक्सेप्टिंग दैट। अभी सुप्रीम कोर्ट में भी केसेस चल रहे हैं कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट टुमारो से मैं ओल्ड फ्लैट वाज गिवन अ न्यू फ्लैट हैव कम। मैं साल किया क्या है, कौन सा मेरा गेन किधर से आ गया, पैसा आया नहीं 1 रुपया। ओल्ड फ्लैट गया, नया मिला है रीडेवलपमेंट में। अगर मेरा खुद का ही राजस्थान में समझो ओल्ड मकान है, अब मैं उसको नया बनाता हूँ, पैसा डालता हूँ, तो मेरे कौन सा इनकम आता है। तो वो कंसेप्ट में नया सिस्टम डेवलप हो रहा है, सेल्फ रीडेवलपमेंट। तो दिल्ली पे बताएंगे उसके बारे में। और हमारा एक फ्रेंड है रमेश प्रभु, हमारा कॉमन फ्रेंड है, ही इज वेरी एक्टिव इन द रीडेवलपमेंट। तो ये सेल्फ रीडेवलपमेंट हमारी सोसाइटी में समझो हमने 50 फ्लैट है, कोई कॉन्ट्रैक्टर हमने बिल्डर को नहीं कॉन्ट्रैक्ट किया है, जॉइंट डेवलपमेंट नहीं किया है, वी अपॉइंटेड वन कॉन्ट्रैक्टर, ही विल डू द वर्क। इंस्टेड ऑफ गिविंग हिम द मनी, वी से भाई 10 फ्लैट तू एक्स्ट्रा बनाना तुम बेच देना और हमारे को हमारा फ्लैट का दे दे, तो उसके सेल्फ रीडेवलपमेंट में कोई इनकम टैक्स का पिक्चर नहीं आएगा। तो सेल्फ रीडेवलपमेंट मैंने आपको एग्जांपल बता दिया, होटल में वो चाय पी रहा था और उसको लगा हमारा सेक्रेटरी भी किया, तो उतना लाइक माइंडेड पर्सन होंगे देन इट इज पॉसिबल। एंड सेक्रेटरी चेयरमैन जो ऑफिस पीरियड 4-5 जो होंगे या वो कमिटी स्पेशल बनाएगी, दिस शुड बी ट्रांसपेरेंट ऑल्सो। ये बहुत आदमी शकल से ईमानदार दिखता है पर अंदर से चोर होता है, बहुत आदमी ईमानदार सच्ची में होता है पर शकल से ही चोर लगता है। तो साला वो सिस्टम आपको प्रैक्टिकली अप्रोच के हिसाब से चलना पड़ेगा। और उसके लिए बेस्ट है ये बना दो, पीएमसी को अपॉइंट कर दो किसी को, तो वो कॉन्फिडेंस का आदमी हो गए, पीएमसी भी सब जाके बिल्डर को मिल लेते हैं, तो वो उतना अपने को एक सीए है, आपको मालूम है कैसे टेस्ट करने का आदमी। अच्छा कॉमर्शियल होगा तो आपको नॉर्मल फुट पे टैक्स लगे। मेरा ऑफिस 1000 फुट का है, आज उसका वैल्यू के हिसाब से लेटर से 1 करोड़ वैल्यू आता है। मैं कॉमर्शियल बिल्डिंग वो अंडर रीडेवलपमेंट, मेरे को 2000 का ऑफिस मिलता है, 1000 का मिलता है और उसका वैल्यू 5 करोड़ है, तो 5 करोड़ माइनस 1 करोड़ 4 करोड़ पे मेरे को लॉन्ग टर्म कैपिटल टैक्स लग जाता है। अभी लॉन्ग टर्म शॉर्ट टर्म डिपेंड करेगा, 2 साल से ज्यादा मैंने खरीदा है कि पहले का खरीदा है, कि मैंने लिया ही 2 साल पहले अंदर में और रीलोड में जाएगा तो मेरे को टैक्स भी आएगा। लेकिन रेजिडेंस के अंदर क्या होगा, मेरा टैक्सेबल पॉइंट आता है कभी जब भी मेरे को वापस मिलता है। तो आज मेरा 2 साल नहीं भी हुआ तो वो टाइम तक आते आते 2 साल हो ही जाएगा, तो 3 साल तो बनने में ही लगने वाला। नाउ वी कम टू टेनेंटेड प्रॉपर्टी। Tenanted property, I am a tenant in Kalda Devi. My area as of today I am occupying 2 rooms of 200 square feet total. और मेरे को रीडेवलपमेंट में 400 फुट का फ्लैट मिलने वाला है मिनिमम, मिलने ज्यादा भी मिलेगा अलग बात। और इसके अभी गवर्नमेंट महाराष्ट्र ने इतना ही इंसेंटिव दिया है, इज कंस्ट्रक्टिंग हॉस्पिटल स्कूल, आपको 5-5-6 जगह ऐसे मिल जाता है। और मैंने पहले बताया आपको कि बर्ली में बिल्डिंग बन रहा था, बिल्डर वाज गिविंग ओल्ड फ्लैट के ऊपर 100% एक्स्ट्रा एरिया, 1 करोड़ रुपए हार्डशिप, 3-4 लाख रुपए रेंट, मॉड्यूलर किचन, हर एक को कार विथ की, फुल्ली फर्निश्ड फ्लैट, खाली अपना 4 कपड़ा लेके जाके रहो। वाइफ के लिए 20 तोला गोल्ड ज्वेलरी, टीवी, फ्रिज, सोफा, एवरीथिंग। एक लड़का गया बिल्डर के पास कि साहब आप मेरे को इतना दे रहे हैं लेकिन मेरी मदर फादर की डेथ हो गई है, आई एम गेटिंग एवरीथिंग, एक मेरे को और फेवर करो, मेरा शादी भी करा दो, तो मैं आपका फर्स्ट साइन करता हूं। बिल्डर को लगता है साइन भी कराए, चल तुम साइन कर पहला। मतलब एवरीवन इज मेकिंग प्रॉफिट, इतना लुक्रेटिव हो गया एक्चुअली। इवन बांद्रा के अंदर ही एक बिल्डिंग थी माडा के अंदर, कल्पतरू इज कंस्ट्रक्टेड, ओरिजिनली पर्सन है परचेज फ्लैट इन 1965 बाई पेइंग कॉस्ट वाज 4500 रुपी पर फ्लैट, 500 स्क्वायर फीट का फ्लैट, 1500 रुपया यू टू गिव डाउन पेमेंट, 3000 रुपी पेड इन 30 ईयर इक्वली इंस्टॉलमेंट ऑफ 100 रुपी पर ईयर विदाउट इंटरेस्ट। तो 100 रुपया हर साल देते जाओ, 30 साल में आपका फ्लैट हो गया। तो 1995 में पर्सन बिकम ओनर ऑफ 550 स्क्वायर फीट एरिया। अभी वो बिल्डिंग गई 2012 में या 13 में रीडेवलपमेंट, कल्पतरू इज गिवन अगेंस्ट ईच फ्लैट 1450 स्क्वायर फीट कारपेट एरिया। 1 करोड़ लिया तो था 4500 रुपए में, वो भी इंस्टॉलमेंट में, 1-1 करोड़ रुपया हाथ से पहले, 2 लाख रुपया रेंट पर मंथ। और बीन टाइम 4-5 साल के बाद एफएसआई और बढ़ गया। वापस ये लोग गए बिल्डर के पास कि भाई हमने दिया वो टाइम एफएसआई इतना था, अभी इतना है। तो बिल्डर को भी लगा कि झगड़ा करके फायदा नहीं है, अटक जाएगा। तो उसने बोला ठीक है हम तुम्हारे को 15 फ्लैट देगा और एक्स्ट्रा, वो सोसाइटी में रखो, बेचना तो बेचो, एक फ्लैट का वैल्यू 15-15 करोड़ रुपया। फिर और 2000 बाद में और डेवलपमेंट हो गया और एफएसआई बढ़ गया, वापस ये लोग गए। तो बिल्डर ने बोला ये बिल्डिंग में जितना खत्म करूं जल्दी, और बिल्डर का भी फायदा था उसमें, एफएसआई बढ़ने से वो टावर और बना सकता है साइड में। बाला साहब ठाकरे के घर के बाजू में कॉलोनी थी, बहुत बड़ा प्लॉट था। तो बिल्डर ने बोला ठीक है मैं 200 करोड़ रुपया देता हूँ सोसाइटी को। तो मतलब इतना पैसा मिलता था, और इनकम टैक्स तो सबके ऊपर सांप पे जैसे बैठा था। उसने फ्लैट भी ऐड किया, कॉर्पस भी ऐड किया, रेंट भी ऐड किया, 15 फ्लैट भी ऐड किया, 200 करोड़ रुपया भी ऐड किया, करके 200-400 करोड़ रुपए का डिमांड खड़ा कर दिया। अपील और फाइल बिफोर ट्रिब्यूनल। तो क्लाइंट भी बोलता बिहुल भाई अब अटेंड कर सकेगा क्या, इतना बड़ा मैटर है, हमारा 300-400 मेंबर है, ये है वो है। तो मैं भी सोचा था कि भी अगेंस्ट में चला गया तो मेरे गले पड़ जाएगा। तो मैं बोला एक काम करते बंसी मेहता को साथ में रखते हैं। तो फिर बंसी मेहता और हमने जॉइंटली अटेंड किया, सक्सीडेड एवरीवेयर। तो सो लुक्रेटिव, एवरीवन इज मेकिंग प्रॉफिट। तो टेनेसी के अंदर में भी क्या हो जाएगा, मेरे को समझो फ्लैट मिलेगा 400 फुट का, लेने देने 4 करोड़ वैल्यू है, मेरा ओरिजिनल कॉस्ट तो 0 है। टेनेसी में तो वैल्यू होता ही नहीं है कुछ भी। अगर मैंने टेनेसी का पैसा दिया है तो दैट इज माई कॉस्ट, लेकिन 2000 के पहले तो परमिटेड ही नहीं था। 1999 में ड्यू रेंट टैक्स जब आ गया, देन राज पुरोहित द मिनिस्टर, वो नाउ रिसेंटली पास्ड अवे, और उसने लॉ में लाया था कि टेनेसी का आप ऑफिशियल पैसा ले सकते हैं। उसके पहले अलाउड ही नहीं था, कोई भी आदमी टेनेसी का पैसा लेता था तो जेल होती थी। तो 2 नंबर में ही ट्रांजेक्शन होते थे, अंडर पगड़ी सिस्टम, अंडर द टेबल ही होता था जो भी होता था। तो वो टाइम पे टेनेसी के ऊपर कॉस्ट तो 0 है, तो मेरा पूरा 4 करोड़ का गेन ही हो गया। अगर मैंने आपको बताया इफ आई हैव ओनली 2 हाउस, दिस इज सेकंड, अर्लियर एक था, देन मेरा 54 एफ में डिडक्शन मिल जाएगा। इफ ऑलरेडी हैव 2 तो मेरे को 4 करोड़ पे टैक्स लग जाएगा। एंड सेम फॉर कॉमर्शियल चीज, कॉमर्शियल भी सेम रहेगा। मैं इसके ऊपर एक आपको एग्जांपल बता देता हूँ, विच विल क्लियर ऑल द 3 सिस्टम। मेरा एक क्लाइंट था, 1947 में उसके फादर ने दे परचेज सम लैंड इन दिल्ली, 11 acre land was purchased at the rate of 100 rupee per acre and they paid 1100 rupee. Father passed away. There were 3 sons and 2 daughters. Both daughter, one is settled in Dubai, another settled in USA. So let us, doctor said, we don't own anything. We are surrendering in favor of brother. उनका जब भी मर्जी हो गया हमको जो गिफ्ट देना हो दे देवे, वॉलंटियर उनकी मर्जी से, नहीं मर्जी हो तो नहीं देते। सो 3 सन बिकम, सन ने वो लैंड को डिवाइड किया, तो ऑन एन एवरेज सबको 3.66 एकड़ लैंड तीनों को मिल गया। कॉस्ट तो 1100 रुपीज था, तो सब भी 366 रुपया सबका हो गया क्लियर। फर्स्ट ब्रदर ने 80 करोड़ में अपना शेयर बेचा, उसको जो डिवीजन में आ गया इन असेसमेंट 22-23। उसने क्या किया, 80 करोड़ जैसा भी आया पूरा का पूरा बांद्रा में एक बंगलो कर दिया। असेसमेंट 22-23 में 10 करोड़ का लिमिट नहीं था, तो 80 करोड़ रिसीव, 80 करोड़ फुल मनी इन्वेस्टेड, नो टैक्स पेबल, कोई टैक्स उससे भरा ही नहीं। 3 साल जब बांद्रा का बंगलो को लेके पूरा हो गया, नाउ ही सेलिंग इट, सो एटलीस्ट 80 करोड़ फ्री है। नाउ 80 करोड़ उसको जो एक्स्ट्रा मिलेगा अभी 90, 100 जो भी मिलने का होगा, ऑन दैट ही विल पे द टैक्स, और दैट आल्सो प्रॉफिट ही कैन इन्वेस्ट इन अनदर हाउस, सो नो टैक्स। सेकंड ब्रदर सोल्ड इन असेसमेंट ऑफ 24-25, ही सोल्ड फॉर 100 करोड़, उसने भी 50 करोड़ का बंगलो लिया, बट नाउ लॉ हैव कम, यू कैन नॉट क्लेम मोर देन 10 करोड़। सो उसको 90 करोड़ की इनकम हो गई, 100 माइनस 10 का डिडक्शन मिलेगा, भले लिक्विडिटी 50 गई बट डिडक्शन ओनली विल बी ऑफ द 10 करोड़। 90 के ऊपर उसको टैक्स भरना पड़ा एट द रेट ऑफ 23.92%, विच रफली वर्क आउट टू 22 करोड़ रुपए। तो उसने 22 करोड़ रुपए टैक्स भरा। द थर्ड ब्रदर इज सेलिंग नाउ May 2026 and he is getting 150 करोड़। एक साल में देखो कितना जंप हो रहा है लैंड का। 150 में से 10 करोड़ तो डिडक्शन मिलने वाला है, वॉटर मनी इन्वेस्ट गेट डिडक्शन ओनली 10, 140 के बाद उसका कॉस्ट है जो ओरिजिनल कॉस्ट तो 1100 रुपी फॉर द होल प्लॉट, और 2001 वैल्यू कम्स टू 1.5 करोड़ टोटल तीनों का, ईच पर्सन गेट 50-50 करोड़ लेख का वैल्यू। तो उसको 140 में से 50 डिडक्शन और मिल जाएगा, पीछे बचा 139.5, फिर रफली 140 बचा। नाउ ही विल पे टैक्स ऑफ ओनली 14.92%, उसका टैक्स वर्किंग आ रहा है 20 करोड़ रुपया। तो 100 में मैंने बेचा, ओल्ड रेट, उसको ओल्ड रेट लगा, तो उसको टैक्स भरना पड़ा 22 करोड़। थर्ड ब्रदर 150 में बेच के भी टैक्स भर रहा है 20 करोड़। सो वन हैज टू वर्क आउट, बिकॉज इंडेक्सेशन क्लेम करके फायदा है कि नुकसान है, दैट डिपेंड अपॉन दैट। डीम्ड रेंट अपन ने कवर कर ही लिया है। व्हेनेवर यू बाय एनी प्रॉपर्टी, resident to resident, an amount is more than 50 lakh of rupee consideration, and regular value is more than 50 lakh, then you to deduct TDS at the rate of 1% and pay to the government. If let us say deal is taking place today, 3rd of May, So I have to pay this amount from end of month, 30 days from end of the month. So I can pay by 30th of June. If seller is a non-resident, then completely जो गोरा लोग है, foreigner, they cannot buy property in India, they cannot sell, they need RBI approval. But let us say person who was in India before partition or after partition, before 1947 also undivided India he was there, or after that also he is there. That person are called Indian origin, a non-resident Indian. Usko, when you buy something from them, then you to deduct tax at the rate of now new rate 14.95%, पहले था 23.92%. Now let us assume cost तो नहीं है. If you are deducting on the wholesale value or hectare value whichever is higher, तो आपका cost तो होगा नहीं लैंड का कुछ. अगर मेरे को even father से भी inheritance में मिला, my father must have paid something, then I can substitute the value of 2001. So if cost is then then I have to claim refund of that. If I don't want to claim refund, then I have to file form number 13. Now the form भी change हो गया, 13 की जगह को 21 या 22 आ गया. And I apply online for the lower TDS certificate. पहले तो इसमें बहुत corruption था. You go to officer, you give number of calculation, this, that, all was going on. Now everything form is self-explanatory. All calculation will come there only. And department within 30 days either give you or reject it. If reject it, then they will give the reason. बट इनकम टैक्स वाला दूसरे आते उसका भी रास्ता निकाल लिया उसने. वो फोन करके बुलाएगा कि आपको समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, वर्किंग आके समझा. तो समझ में क्या आ रहा है, सब तो लिखा है. तो उसके बाद में वो आपको सर्टिफिकेट दे देगा. सर्टिफिकेट विल बी नेवर गिवन जीरो. He will keep 1%, 2%, 0.1% because they want to keep record of that transaction. Or whenever certificate is received for lower TDS, they give only for the tax. अपने आने के बाद we have to add surcharge and education cess. And उसके बहुत बार आदमी वो फिगर देखता है, हाँ 2% लिखा है, 2% भर देगा. और 2% में 15% surcharge add करो पहला. Then after that figure you add education cess. And then a total figure comes, you have to pay, but that is to be paid 7 days from end of this month. If deal is taking place today, end of month is May, 7 जून के पहले भरने का है. वो 1% वाला end of the month भरने का है. 1% वाले में कोई फॉर्म नहीं भरना है. Simply you to fill one चालान, which is self-explanatory. फॉर्म भी आ गया, वो भी आ गया. लेकिन in case of non-resident, you have to take a 10 up to 31st March 2026 law was, you have to take a 10 number. First pay only normal चालान. After that you have to file form number 26C, and then only it was regularized. But if after 1st April 2026, as per the new act, if you are an individual on the HUF, purchaser is individual and HUF, then you don't have to file the form. Simply pay the tax, self-explanatory चालान आ जाएगा, and close the matter. So that was regarding the TDS. Sorry sir. सर्टिफिकेट तो ऑटोमेटिक आता है 15 दिन बाद में. प्रिंट आउट करना है, डाउनलोड कर लो. और नहीं करना है तो उसके 26A में दिखता है सामने वाले को. हमारे ऑफिस में तो एवरी अल्टरनेट एक डील होता है प्रॉपर्टी का. कभी कोई मांगता ही नहीं आदमी सर्टिफिकेट. हम एग्रीमेंट में लिखते हैं, you will give you within 15 days if you receive, पर कोई मांगता ही नहीं. 26A में देखता है नहीं, आ गया मेरा.
For living information. The entire do that because under the law, I'm supposed to pay in 30 years from the end of the month. I have paid all the legitimate UCP builder. Okay. And the
ये मैंने समझा नहीं सर, आपका सवाल ही नहीं समझा.
bought a flat.
Bought a flat.
Bought a flat.
Okay.
One for 3 years and the property card.
Correct.
Whatever legitimate rules are only paid to the builder. For the institute foundation to develop for the business state, then I must pay the TDS. Unless you pay the TDS, you will not be foundation.
So you not pay.
No, I'm saying.
नहीं deducted तो must have paid नहीं.
I got time till 30th of next month.
हाँ.
And I will order.
नहीं रहेगा, कल नहीं भरेंगे तो क्या है?
That's my position for not billing of the TDS. When I'm getting, because I will all the money. Whatever amount I supposed
तो legally once you deducted, whether you pay or don't pay, he will going to get rebate. उसको rebate मिलने वाला है. पर builder don't keep anything pending, so practically you have to take approach. बता तो है ही, अगले महीने भरो, ये महीने भरो. हाँ.
तो भाई
अभी वो रेरा से कनेक्टेड आपने किया नहीं तो दिल्ली में विल रिप्लाई. इनकम टैक्स के एंगल से as far income tax is concerned, once I deducted from you, even I pay or don't pay, you will get it. और अभी बिल्डर पोजीशन नहीं देता है तो वो सोचता है कल आप नहीं भर दो क्या कर लेगा, उसको मिलेगा नहीं. गो टू हाई कोर्ट. आई तो देगा नहीं, बोला 26 इसमें आ नहीं रहा है, मैं नहीं देगा. Legally speaking, he cannot ask. Legally. But practically, you have to be practical. कि अपन मकान ले रहे हैं, खुशी खुशी लेना चाहिए, साल पहले दिन से ही डिस्प्यूट तो क्या लफड़े बिगड़ रहे हैं. सर ये 2-3 खत्म कर लूं. मैं बार बार दिल्ली पे को देख रहा हूँ. तो सर ने मेरे को बोला 11 तक खत्म करने का. तो मैं इधर ही डोंट, आपको समझ जाओ. ऑफकोर्स मैं तो ऑर्गेनाइजर बोलने के 5 मिनट बढ़ाओ तो बढ़ा देंगे, लेकिन मैं मेरा मेन आइटम स्टोरी खत्म करता हूँ. If anything received by way of a gift from somebody, inheritance from the parents, as per their will or successor certificate, I receive something from a grandfather, grandmother, nana, nani, कोई तरह का टैक्स किधर भी नहीं आता है. And when I sell that property, whether for redevelopment or no redevelopment, my cost of my nana will be taken as my cost of father will be taken as my cost, and whatever period he, मैं example बताता हूँ. मेरे when I was born in 1952, my father purchased one plot for me. हमारे मारवाड़ी लोगों में सिस्टम है, लड़की परचेज बच्ची होती है तो जोड़ी खरीदेंगे, लड़का होगा तो प्लॉट खरीदेंगे या मकान बनाएंगे या हर एक चीज कैपेसिटी. तो my father purchased for 300 rupees in 1952. Recently I sold 1/3 of that plot for 3 crore rupees. वो 300 रुपए में लिया था तो 1/3 का 100 रुपए हुआ, और 100 के सामने मेरे को 3 करोड़ रुपए भी मिला है. और मेरे को मिला, मेरे फादर का डेथ होने में मिला, मेरे को 6 महीने में मैंने बेच भी दिया. I was not holding for more than 6 months also, but date of acquisition of my father is my date of acquisition. Cost of acquisition of my father is my date of my cost. तो मेरे को 2001 का वैल्यू निकला 20 लाख रुपया, 3 करोड़ मिला मेरे को. 20 लाख को मैंने वो टाइम इंडेक्सेशन था, मतलब जुलाई 2024 के पहले की बात है. तो आई क्लेम इंडेक्सेशन ऑफ दैट, दे आर कमिंग टू रफली 60 लाख रुपी. 3 करोड़ माइनस 60 लाख, मैंने 240 मेरा गेन हो गया. 50 लाख इन्वेस्टेड इन 54 एसी के बॉन्ड में, 190 बचा. 190 में मैंने भाईंदर में मेरा क्लाइंट है उससे फ्लैट खरीद लिया. आई नॉट पेड सिंगल रुपी टैक्स. सो मैंने का मतलब इफ रिसीव समथिंग बाय वे ऑफ इनहेरिटेंस और गिफ्ट, देन योर कॉस्ट ऑफ अर्लियर ओनर, डेट ऑफ एक्विजिशन ऑफ अर्लियर ओनर. समझो मेरे फादर के नाम पे होता और बेचते तो क्या होता था, सेम सिस्टम है. अजूम करो मेरे फादर ने प्रॉपर्टी बेचा है एंड ही वांटेड टू बाय अनदर फ्लैट एंड सडनली ही पास्ड अवे. वो तो नहीं कर सकते इन्वेस्टमेंट, बट चिल्ड्रंस कम इन हिज शू एंड चिल्ड्रन कैन इन्वेस्ट ऑन हिज बिहाफ इवन आफ्टर हिज डेथ. So that investment or benefit also can be claimed. Earlier owners section 51 also is very important of redevelopment. पहले ऐसा रूल था, I sold my flat to somebody for 5 crore. He paid me earnest money of 2 crore and he said 3 crore I will pay in installment or I will pay you later. And after that he defaulted. I forfeited his 2 crore. Up to assessment of 13-14, the 2 crore was not taxable. They were exempted. If my cost is more than 2 crore, then of course it will reduce from the cost in those days. So वो भी amendment हो गया. Whenever I forfeit something, I have to pay tax on that amount. Raija had purchased one land for my client for 150 crore. 25 crore was paid in money. Market was not good. So Raija refused to pay and said, give my money back. My client said, I forfeited as per the agreement, I will not give you back. Matter went to the court. Arbitration was settled. Arbitrator say, okay, this party will give 10 crore back, 15 crore he will forfeit, and he will come to an end. तो हमारा क्लाइंट 10 करोड़ दे दिया, 15 करोड़ forfeit किया. 15 और उसकी ओरिजिनल कॉस्ट थी, जब ब्रिटिशर्स लोग जो जा रहे थे इंडिया छोड़ के, तो उससे 5,000 रुपए में वो जगह खरीदी 1947 के पहले. कॉस्ट और 5 लाख, तो 5,000 का वैल्यू अभी जीरो हो जाए बुक्स में. मिला तो 15 करोड़ है, तो 15 करोड़ माइनस 5 लाख, वॉट एवर बेस्ट डेस्ट 14 crore something, they're all in a capital receipt, not liable to pay that tax in those days. Now, my cost will remain at 5 lakh. At the same plot, Raja has purchased after 4 years in 250 crore. So this time client says you could deposit first 100 to 250 crore in Kangan company in escrow, and then only I will try to proceed further. So he kept money with the Raja, the Kangan company, and finally my client sold for 250 crore. Now, उसने तो already 5,000 तो write off कर दिया पहले वाले में. 15 crore was distributed and cost has become zero. So now this time his wholesale value of 250 crore, cost is zero. Cost होगा तो indexation होगा, then value substitute होगा, तो खत्म हो चुका है ऑलरेडी. और 250 पे उसको पूरे पे 23.92 whatever percentage come that tax he paid. अगर वो कॉस्ट नहीं राइट ऑफ करता था, आज का सिचुएशन में if I forfeited 15 crore I pay tax on that. My cost is still remain 5,000. Today I can value at 2001 value. 2001 वैल्यू मेरा समझो 10 करोड़ रुपए भी आ गया. then indexation I can claim, or no indexation, then I can pay 15%. So now that 51 also, there is a change now. Withdrawal of capital gain. I made a capital gain. अभी तो 10 crore से ऊपर नहीं होता है, but I will give example of some 80 crore. One of my client sold property before 22nd July 2024. He sold for 100 crore, one bungalow in June. 20 crore he wanted to keep with him. 80 crore mein he put in a capital gain account. In the impression that he will buy some another property. So capital gain mein once he invested, deduction allowed under 54. Then what happened? He liked one bungalow in Goa, and he purchased one bungalow in 30 crore in Goa. You can buy only one property. Now he cannot buy anything. Now 50 crore he want to withdraw. Now 50 crore if you withdraw after 3 years, because you have to buy property within 3 years. If you withdraw within the 3 years, then you need ITOJ approval. If you withdraw after 3 years, you simply close the account, your money will be transferred to the saving account, you pay tax, whatever tax is payable on that amount. Whatever tax you are liable to pay 3 years back, you can pay now. तो 3 साल का आपका इंटरेस्ट और बच गया, और आपके टैक्स के ऊपर आपने इनकम और कमा लिया इन द फॉर्म ऑफ इंटरेस्ट और दिस और दैट और व्हाटएवर. नाउ 3 साल के पहले मेरे को अगर विड्रॉ करना है, आई टू अप्रोच द आईटीओ विद द कंसल्टेशन ऑफ एडिशनल कमिश्नर. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन ही विल आस्क व्हाट अबाउट टैक्स. अपन बोलेगा साहब विड्रॉ करने को अलाउ करो, मैं टैक्स भरता हूं पहला. वो नहीं करेगा, वो बोलेगा पहले मैं आपको टैक्स कितना आता है वर्किंग करो. आई विल अलाउ यू टू दिस मच मनी ओनली टू विड्रॉ. You pay tax first, bring the challan, and then you release the money. So before that also you can withdraw, and after that also you can withdraw. After 3 years, no permission. Before 3 years, you need permission. Then agricultural land we already covered. Whenever you sell any capital asset, you are not allowed to take rebate under section 87A or under chapter 6A. कोई आपको रिबेट नहीं मिलेगा, सिंपल टैक्स है. Up to assessment at 1516, whatever property you sell under section 54, you are allowed to buy more than one. Section say under 54 you can buy a property. Normally अपन समझते हैं a मतलब one, but High Court say a means not one. A can be more than one. So High Court allowed that you can buy even 10 property up to assessment at 1516, and it was allowed. Then 1617 onward law is amended. They say A को हटा के 1 कर दिया. You can buy one property. One means one only. One cannot be more than one. So then up to assessment of 1617 only one property was allowed. Somebody has invested before 1516, more than one was allowed. अगर मेरे को भी 1616 के बाद में आई सर 1, पर मेरे को फ्लैट लेने का 4000 फुट का, बिल्डर बनाया 1000 फुट का, मैंने 1000 का एक एग्रीमेंट किया है, 4 फ्लैट का एक ही एग्रीमेंट किया है, एंड यूनिट भी एक ही लिखा है. 1 यूनिट ऑफ फ्लैट कंसिस्टिंग ऑफ फ्लैट नंबर 101, 102, 103, 104. ऐसा मेरे क्लाइंट ने रिसेंटली लोड़ा बिल्डर से, ये जिसका मैंने एग्जांपल दिया 80 करोड़ वाले का, ही परचेज 12 फ्लैट, ईच फ्लैट ऑफ 3000, 3 बेडरूम हॉल, हर एक एरिया 2000 फुट है, तो 24000 फुट का फ्लैट हो गया. उसके साथ उसको हर फ्लैट के साथ 3 पार्किंग मिली, तो 72 तो पार्किंग मिल गई उसको. और घर में आदमी अकेला है, दोनों डॉक्टर है, वो तो फॉरेन में, वाइफ का डेथ हो चुका है, माँ बाप का डेथ हो चुका है, भाई अलग रहते हैं. तो इनकम टैक्स से पूछा भाई तू एक आदमी 24000 फुट के फ्लैट में रहेगा, बर्तन गाड़ी है, तो करेगा क्या, इधर दौड़ेगा घर में, क्या करने वाला है. और ये भी 4 माले का है, अंदर उसने कैप्सूल लिफ्ट लगा दी, करना कुछ नहीं है, 3 साल पूरा करने का, 3 साल बाद बेचने का एक करके सबको. तो दैट वे इट इज अलाउड, इनडायरेक्टली इट इज अलाउड, देयर नंबर ऑफ जजमेंट्स, बट प्रैक्टिकली अप टू 1516 नो लिमिट, 1516 to 2021 1 flat, 21-22 again they said you can buy 2 flat, but amount should not exceed more than 2 crore. Lifetime में money property, and second property you buy from a builder only. First thing. पहले नंबर पेन नहीं होता था तो 20% TDS आता था, they're all removed now. Rent not tax, कॉर्पोरेट हार्डशिप अलाउंस जो आपको मिलता है बिल्डर रीडेवलपमेंट में, नॉट टैक्सेबल. एरिया एक्स्ट्रा एरिया है, मैंने आपको बता दिया. हार्डशिप अलाउंस वॉट एवर द अमाउंट नॉट टैक्सेबल, बिकॉज इनकम टैक्स में फॉर्मूला है, इफ देयर इज नो कॉस्ट. देयर इज अ केस ऑफ BC श्रीनिवासन सिटी, सुप्रीम कोर्ट 128 ITR पेज नंबर 214. दैट जजमेंट से इफ देयर इज नो कॉस्ट नो गेन, बिकॉज इफ कॉस्ट इज नॉट देयर यू कैन नॉट कंप्यूट द गेन, यू ओनली सेल वैल्यू निकाल के उधर ही आपकी गाड़ी अटक जाएगी, देन यू आर नॉट लायबल टू पे एनी टैक्स. फिर बाद में after BC University's case, 5 amendments were there. Tenancy right have no cost, but that is to be taxable because of amendment. Patent, trademark, और आपका ये room permit, road permit, have goodwill, they have no cost, but still you are liable to pay because of the amendment. Otherwise, even today, if there is no cost, तो मेरा hardship allowance का what is the cost? ये मेरा प्यून का समझो मकान रीडेवलपमेंट में जाता है, एंड उसका हार्डशिप है समझो उससे 5 लाख रुपए. Same hardship to me may be worth 50 lakh rupee. Same hardship to Mukesh Ambani may be worth 5,000 crore rupee. There is no cost. So there is no cost, no gain. Similarly, rent मिलता है. Rent में पहले हमारा ये व्यू था कि whatever rent I am getting and whatever I am paying back, जितना रेंट में देता हूं उतना कम होगा, बैलेंस विल बी टैक्सेबल. पर बॉम्बे हाई कोर्ट ने 20 जजमेंट दे दिया पिछले 1 साल में कि रेंट इज आल्सो लाइक अ हार्डशिप अलाउंस एंड नॉट टैक्सेबल. A builder give you a shifting allowance, brokerage to pay for the new property, or whatever amount is received, if there is no cost, no gain, no taxable. Huh? तो भले एक में होगा नहीं सर, कंप्यूटर में नो टैक्स में आएगा. हाँ नोटिस तो आएगा, नोटिस में आएगा, आई टू एड भी करेगा, यू टू फाइट इट आउट. लेकिन अगर आपको लगता है कि मुझे डिपार्टमेंट से पंगा नहीं लेना तो पहले से ही टैक्स भर दो, बात का. पर लीगली जजमेंट से सफर खान ने बहुत अच्छा जजमेंट है, बॉम्बे हाई कोर्ट का रिसेंट जजमेंट है फॉर सरफराज एज फर्नीचर वर्सेस AF साहब, और इसको फॉलो करके बॉम्बे ट्रिब्यूनल भी बहुत सारे जजमेंट पास किए और हाई कोर्ट ने तो 10-15 जजमेंट दे ही दिए. अब ये इसके सामने सुप्रीम कोर्ट जाएगा, सुप्रीम कोर्ट बोलेगा नहीं टैक्स है, हेल्प हिंदुस्तान में तो चलने वाला है. ये हाँ डिपेंड सर, स्कूटी में नहीं आ गया, मोदी जी की जय हो गई, 399 में एक ही आता है. अच्छा रीएम्बर्समेंट एक्सपेंसेस अगर बिल्डर ने दिया है कोई भी एंड यू स्पेंड दैट, नो इनकम. पर समझो मैंने जब मैं एग्जांपल बोलता हूँ लाइटर सेंस में, मैं 1987 में रिट पिटीशन फाइल हुई थी बहुत सारी बॉम्बे हाई कोर्ट में, 37I का था, मेरे बहुत केस थे उसमें, मतलब एवरी अल्टरनेट केस में नहीं होता था. तो वो टाइम पे हाई कोर्ट ने बोला कि कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इज इन्वॉल्व, वी विल नॉट डिसाइड, विल गो केस विल गो टू सुप्रीम कोर्ट. तो मेरे करीब 12 केस सुप्रीम कोर्ट में गए. मेरा क्लाइंट बोल, हमने एंगेज किया था सीनियर एडवोकेट को, वो टाइम में गणेश सोली दस्तूर है और उसके असिस्टेंट बाई गणेश. तो मेरे को क्लाइंट बोल, विमल भाई आप भी जाओ, फैक्ट्स आपको ज्यादा मालूम है. तो मैं बोला मैं जाएगा, आने जाने का मेरे को टिकट देना पड़ेगा बाई ईयर, होटल में रहने का खर्चा, और आई विल चार्ज यू 10,000 रुपीज. वो जमाने में 10,000 बहुत वैल्यू था. बोला यस. अभी मैं गया उधर, केस हमारा सब वापस सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने एक हियरिंग में बोल दिया कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट कैन नॉट हियर डायरेक्टली, फर्स्ट हाई कोर्ट हैज टू हियर, तो वी आर सेंडिंग बैक टू हाई कोर्ट. तो मेरे 11 क्लाइंट से मैंने सबको बिल भेजा, एक्चुअल खर्चा हुआ था, तो सबको मैंने वही 30,000 का 25,000 या 30,000 का बिल भेज दिया सबको, बिल भी सबका चेक आ गया. अभी मैं सोचा यार मैंने खर्चा तो 30,000 किया है और अपनों को पैसा तो 12 आदमी से आया 30,000, तो मैंने साइड ऑफर फॉर द टैक्स. सो रिएम्बर्समेंट इज नॉट टैक्सेबल, बाकी अमाउंट टैक्सेबल है. सर मैं 2-3 मिनट और लूं, चलेगा ना? अभी फ्रेंड्स एंड में खाली मैं एक ही बात बोल देता हूं शॉर्ट के अंदर. आई हैव डन एनालिसिस ऑफ 30-40 जजमेंट्स, और 30-40 लेने में जाएगा तो बहुत टाइम लगने वाला है. मैं खाली एक एक लाइन में बताता हूँ ये जजमेंट में क्या हुआ, तो आपको बाद में मेरा नोट में आपको मिल जाएगा. यू डोंट हैव टू बाय द होल फ्लैट, यू कैन बाय पार्ट ऑफ द फ्लैट ऑल्सो. तो 54 जो भी मैंने सेक्शन अभी तक अपने स्टोरी किया है, तो आई बाय 10% फ्रॉम माय वाइफ, आई वांट टू इन्वेस्ट सम अमाउंट एंड 10% इफ आई बाय फ्रॉम माय वाइफ, हर पोर्शन आई कैन क्लेम रिडक्शन. So part of flat also is permitted. Release deed I have jointly, say मैं दिलीप भाई हमने मिलके एक फ्लैट लिया, आधा दिलीप भाई का आधा मेरा है, either he sell to me or I sell to him, or surrender or he surrender, that also taken as investment in the property. और उसके अंदर भी सब आपका जो भी सेक्शन अभी तक अपने डिस्कस किए all will be considered there also. Land is sold and I purchase flat, 54F में मेरे को डिडक्शन मिल जाएगा, पर लैंड इज सोल्ड एंड परचेज द लैंड, मेरे को कोई डिडक्शन मिलने वाला नहीं है. परचेज ऑफ लिमिटेड इंटरेस्ट इन द हाउस, कोई परसेंटेज आ गया. आई परचेज ए ओल्ड बंगलो कंस्ट्रक्टेड फर्स्ट फ्लोर सेकंड फ्लोर, तो ऑल अमाउंट व्हाट एवर आई स्पेंड आई विल गेट द डिडक्शन. फर्म का एक प्रॉपर्टी था, फर्म वाज ओनर ऑफ द फर्म, आई वाज यूजिंग, पार्टनर्स वर यूजिंग, वी परचेज फ्रॉम द फर्म से रेटेड वैल्यू से फॉर एग्जांपल 1 crore, आई सोल्ड दैट प्रॉपर्टी फॉर 10 crore. इंडिविजुअल कैपेसिटी 5 पार्टनर है, each partner receive, so whatever period held by the firm also will be taken, like I am holding that period. मैं तो भी 6 महीने पहले लिया है, फर्म आर होल्डिंग फॉर मोर देन 10 ईयर, मेरा भी पीरियड कंपनी का होगा तो नहीं चलेगा, फर्म इज नॉट ए लीगल एंटिटी, कंपनी इज ए लीगल एंटिटी, तो फर्म का पीरियड भी मेरे पीरियड में काउंट होएगा, आई विल एबल टू क्लेम द डिडक्शन। देन कंस्ट्रक्शन स्टार्टेड से मेरा बंगलू बन रहा है राजस्थान में, 2012 से काम चालू है, फिर लॉकडाउन हो गया, मनी लैंडिंग अपना ये डिमोटेशन हो गया, काम धीरे हो गया, नाउ आई एम सेलिंग सम प्रॉपर्टी इन बॉम्बे एंड मेकिंग गेन ऑफ 3 crore, माई दैट बंगलो विल बी रेडी विद इन 3 ईयर, ऑलरेडी 1 साल पहले रेडी हो चुका है या 3 साल में रेडी होगा, तो मेरा वो जो आज दिन तक का इन्वेस्टमेंट किया 15 साल के अंदर सबका मेरे को डिडक्शन इधर मिल जाएगा। डेट ऑफ कंप्लीशन इज इंपॉर्टेंट, नॉट व्हेन यू पे द मनी। सोसाइटी फॉर्म फर्स्ट, मैंने ऑलरेडी एग्जांपल बता दिया, इफ सोसाइटी फॉर्म फर्स्ट एंड सोसाइटी अलॉटेड यू शेयर सर्टिफिकेट, फिर सोसाइटी ने प्लॉट लिया, बिल्डिंग बनाया, फ्लैट लिया, आपको फ्लैट मिला 6 महीने पहले और मैं वो सोसाइटी का शेयर सर्टिफिकेट बेच रहा हूं, राइट टू यूज एंड ऑक्यूपाई द प्रॉपर्टी, तो शेयर सर्टिफिकेट मेरे को 2 साल से पहले मिला है तो इट विल बी टेकन एज ए लॉन्ग टर्म कैपिटल गेन एंड नॉट, आई डोंट हैव टू काउंट फ्रॉम 6 मंथ। मैंने बिल्डर से फ्लैट खरीदा है, 4 साल पहले बुकिंग किया था, बिल्डर ने मेरे को पोजीशन अभी दिया है, अर्लियर लॉ वाज दैट यू काउंट another to make a long term capital gain 2 years from this date of the possession of the flat, पर 18-19 में अमेंडमेंट आ गया, I have to count from date of booking of the flat, तो बीच वाला वन कैपिटल एसेट मर्ज इनटू अनदर कैपिटल एसेट, बीच वाला पीरियड आप इग्नोर कर सकते हैं। अभी लास्ट का 1-2 आया है, और परचेज फ्रॉम दी बिल्डर सोल्ड आ गया, परचेज इन दी नेम ऑफ ए वाइफ, आई हैव सोल्ड प्रॉपर्टी, आई परचेज न्यू फ्लैट इन नेम ऑफ माई वाइफ और डॉटर इन लॉ और माई सिस्टर, मेरा नाम नहीं है उधर, पैसा मेरे बैंक से जा रहा है, मेरे को डिडक्शन मिल जाएगा, क्योंकि हिंदू कस्टमरी में एंड इवन डिपार्टमेंट रिकॉग्नाइज लेडी इज लाइक ए लक्ष्मी और सरस्वती, अंबे भी होती है उसमें, अंबे माता भी है, लेकिन सो लेडी इज गिवन ए फुल रेस्पेक्ट, मैं मेरी वाइफ के नाम पर भी लेता हूं, कुछ के नाम पे लेता हूं, मेरे को डिडक्शन मिलेगा। हाँ वो भी आप अपना ही गिनो, नहीं मैंने ही खरीदा, now without a paper डिडक्शन मिल जाएगा, तो एंड ऑफ द डे पर किसी ने करके बैठा है उसका हेल्प लग जाएगा, हमारे पास तो सब कर करा के आदमी आता है ऑफिस में। परचेज ऑफ दी, हाँ आई एस सोल्ड प्रॉपर्टी फॉर 5 crore, सर 2 मिनट इस पे आ गए, तो दूसरा को होता तो मेरे को भगाता था इधर से, या मेरे ही दोस्त है दिल्ली में, किधर था मैं, हाँ मैंने 5 करोड़ में फ्लैट बेचा, 5 करोड़ मैंने मेरी डॉटर की शादी में खर्च कर दिया, मैं भी करका हो गया, मकान तो लेना है, आई बोरोड फ्रॉम फ्रेंड्स, बोरोड फ्रॉम बैंक, तो दैट मनी आल्सो कैन बी यूज्ड, यू डोंट हैव टू यूज द सेम मनी, एज फार एज लिक्विडिटी उसमें एडजस्ट हो गया, आपको डिडक्शन मिल जाएगा। परचेज ऑफ रेजिडेंशियल प्रॉपर्टी इन इंडिया, अर्लियर यू कैन बाय, यू आर अलाउड टू बाय एनीवेयर इन द वर्ल्ड, अभी आपको इंडिया में ही प्रॉपर्टी खरीदना है टू क्लेम 54 और व्हाटएवर द सेक्शन। देन परचेज ऑफ डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड पार्टनर्स टू द डिसोल्यूशन ऑफ द फर्म में अभी वो डिसोल्यूशन से कनेक्टेड नहीं है, तो अपन उसको वही छोड़ते हैं। फ्रेंड थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you, sir. I don't know whether members know this or not. When JD Nagar Study Circle inauguration was happened, Vimal Punamiya sir was the first speaker. So 2 years of profession and more than 2,500 of lectures. I mean, commendable. So that says what about you? Thank you, sir, for your insightful and engaging session. You make our audience to understand the Muslims. And thank you for your time. So before you complete my पहले तो मैं कुछ मेरा सब कुछ है तो it was when aging happened and when I take this convince I just told I want to know members who are coming before 9 o'clock and it is the last lecture and it has to for the second session. So we have introduced very good disciplines. So our member were there at the registration days and at 9 o'clock. We have lucky draw, we have brought some 40-50 chips there. After the second session, our speaker will only draw the lucky draw and 2 members who are available there and because these chips, whosoever is included in them and we will a level till the God alone, they will go so lucky draw will happen. I will deliver. So don't I will drive this way. He will do the lucky draw of the chip only. Number one. Number two, registration. Every time I used to see, now used to 1600, we have 1600 plus members. So attendance is running in 60, 70 attendance it used to be. That was one of wastage of it. Only 150, 160 persons to sign. So things used to be, we used to do every time. This time for any event you are attending, just I have my secretary, only 2 seconds sitting. And you have to come and just on the side. So this is only 19. This time, first time we have seen traction, 185 members ratio. Just only have and come and sign this, nothing. But members who are not, coming without signing up for the event, he has to fill up the original details. So indirectly disclosing members, coming without signing. So that why I am saying so, it helps coordinators for a lot of coordinating activity because lot of the background for such events, inviting speakers, arranging snacks floors, arranging chairs, water bottles, everything. So it helps the coordinating committee arrange members in a structured and better way. So requesting members for next Sunday, whenever you are coming, it's only it takes 2 minutes. I have also myself, so I can vouch for that. So it's very easy. Only fill up your membership number and email ID and just veg and non-veg and click. Yes. So it's a very simple. Then non-veg. And today, Jain versus here this side only, so that there will be no you and plus right and non-Jain to that side. So now I request and Dilip ji is for second speaker is here. So we will formally welcome in the second session before after the break. But I request our deputy convener to give a formal roll of thanks to our speaker of the session.
Good morning, friends. Good morning. As you see, the house is the full, and myself is standing behind all of you. So, what is the value of Vimal ji for giving such a wonderful and insightful lecture? I express heartful thanks to Mr. C.A. Punamya ji for giving us such an insightful session and information. Your deep knowledge and explanation of the complex taxation aspect like the practical example, clarity on the real life issues faced by the redevelopment and the faced by the joint development arrangement have greatly enhanced understanding so much deeply that the session was highly enriching and valuable to all our members. So गीता में कहा गया है कि नहि ज्ञानेन सदृशम पवित्रम इह विद्यते. There is nothing purity than the evaluating your knowledge. So on behalf of the JB Nagar and all participants, I give you hearty vote of thanks to Mr. Punamya ji. And in future, we would like to have so many more lectures for this study circle. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And the break is for the 15 minutes. So have the break. Thank you. Thank you so much.
recording